this project 10,000 times, they wouldn't give a shit. But the fact that he is going to talk about it, they are going to be like, how is an OG BTC guy backing this project and saying that we need to buy? Well, I'll tell you why, because I can almost not share the meme, but I can tell you why, because of the meme. We've thought about this, we've thought of the brand. It's not a cat, it's not a dog, it's not certainly a fucking frog, although I hold Pepe myself, I love that project. But my point is that if you love crypto, if these FUD and kind of like people not believing in you and fudding you and doubting you, and you've been battling against all these Web2 guys, it's literally, it doesn't matter if you're a Sol Maxi, ETH Maxi, or whatever you like in this narrative, in this space, in meme coins. But if you are pro crypto, this project will be the ultimate payback story, the ultimate source of expression to tell everyone who literally fudded you or didn't believe in you along this journey. Look at now with ETFs, look at now at Larry Fink, look at now at what's happening. This is the ultimate tribute to crypto. And this meme that we're launching right now within the next couple of minutes is the best source of expression to share that thrill of being actually right. And I want to just hop off with this because we're getting really close. I'm literally any minute now. The dev is literally on his knees. I don't know if he's praying to God or if it's just his back is fucking him up. But my point is, and now I'm just talking banners because I'm not the CEO, I'm the CMO, like I'm the branding and marketing expert. So like I'm going off on a tangent right now. I've been a bit serious, but I want to actually share something that I do believe. If you're here, one of the 6,000 people listening, or one of the 10,000 people in our Telegram group, I am telling you that every big person, the most pessimistic guy, OG BTC, most influential person in this space, we've sat down on a 1-hour call. After that call, each and every one, I swear to my left nutsack, I don't care, bro. We're on the spaces. I can say this shit. But I want to say is that after that call, everyone is like, shit, not only am I going to put my money that you're giving me for my service, but I'm going to double down and put in more because I believe in this project. And that is what I wanted to say to you guys. Like, for fuck's sake, let's just all rally behind a movement and believe for something for its sake and not just always asking for the 2x return and cheat and never come back. Like, this is not your 24-hour, I'm going to time my entry and got to get out. You can do whatever you do. I'm not telling you to buy. I'm just telling you to stop buy. And I'm asking you for a change. If you like what you're hearing and you appreciate the fact that we are investing in the business model and putting hundreds of thousands of dollars out of our own money, putting our face to a project, we didn't have to do it. We're well off, but we're still doing it. So for once, let's just everyone gather together behind a project and a movement. And I think this is going to be absolutely a lovely story for us all.
I know you're listening. Just for the audience, before you guys share the contract address in the Telegram group, which is pinned above, so let me just share with the audience what happened here a few hours ago, maybe 3 hours ago. Lorenzo from Ape Terminal, again, a launchpad, one of the top launchpads of this cycle that we work with very closely. He's like, Mario, I've got a meme coin for you. I connect you guys to Ned from the team. I know, I'm not sure if we can share the name, the Bitcoin OG that could be jumping on the space as well, that is part of the project. Not sure if you're allowed to share that with the audience. I'll leave that with you, GG's. So he's a backer. A few other KOLs we know are backing the project. You guys are paying all KOLs with fiat, not giving any tokens. You're being very strict. You're being very strict with the tokens. You're being very transparent on the launch strategy as well. We're going to go to the panel right after you guys share the contract address to get some thoughts on the launch, but also just the ecosystem in general. And here we are. We're doing the third ever meme coin countdown space. The first one we've ever done was Foxy Network, which obviously listed on OKX, Bybit, KuCoin, Gate. I've never seen a meme coin launch on so many exchanges at the same time. Did extremely well. I can't remember, the had listed at 50, 100 million. And then we did one a few days ago. David from Banter's team, Rand's team, recommended a project. And a few hours later, we did another countdown space listed at 30 million market cap. Can't remember. It was a few days ago. It was backed by Phantom, the L1, top 50 L1. And today we got Lorenzo from Ape Terminal. It's all about recommendations because obviously the meme coin world is very tricky, very very not unregulated, but very messy to say the least. So it's really hard to know which projects to trust and not trust. And a lot of it is based on word of mouth and who's backing the project. And as you said, GG's, one person recommends it to another, and each person bases their trust on the other person's trust. And obviously, our trust is based initially on Lorenzo from Ape Terminal, and then others who are involved. And here we are. I've got a strong community. The contract address will be shared on Telegram any minute. Maybe you've shared it already. I'll be on the move as well very shortly. So you got what, 11, 12,000 members, and the contract address hasn't been shared yet. When is the contract address going to be shared, man? How long to ask the devs,
Give me 1 second.
GGs?
I'm literally asking the dev right now. Chill, bro. Chill. Hey, yo, dev. And then we're gonna do that. Wait, yo, look at this guy, bro. He's talking. Okay, sorry. I don't want to give the dev some like PR publicity, but he said he's transferring the liquidity and he's about to deploy the contract any minute now, like literally. I don't know.
Man.
I've changed my T-shirt like 10 times the last 10 minutes,
I,
bro.
I
This
have
shit
to
is.
tell you, man, it stresses me. Like I've only been doing this for a few minutes now, and this space, meme coin space has always stressed me the fuck out. It's just it's such a tricky world. You got to play. You flew in all the devs, etc. So you know
But
exactly
I
what I'm
have to
talking
say
about.
though, Mario, I have to say, like, I have an exit strategy. If this, like, obviously, I'm just joking, but if it goes south, like, I literally just delete my profile, come back, and I will my TG handle or Twitter handle would be GS only, so nobody would know it's me. So like, I'm good, bro. Like, no, I'm just
Just
playing.
make sure,
Obviously, I'm playing.
make
I'm
it
playing.
very clear it's a joke. Make it very clear it's a joke for the
It's a
audience.
clear joke, guys. It's a
Those,
clear joke. I
okay, just
mean,
to be clear, you are based in Norway. You and your team are doxed. Things that we had to check before doing this. And again, a lot of the people backing you are. So David, you're in the Telegram group here. You can let us know as soon as the contract is shared.
Yeah,
so
I'm absolutely in there. I'm waiting for it. I don't know. GG's, what's going on? What are you guys taking so long for? Where's the contract address? Everybody's waiting on it.
listen. The only person who has access. This is actually crazy. Like the only person who has access to type in that Telegram group, the official contract, is me. So you will be given a 2 minute notice, which will be every like literally any second now. And then what I will do is that I will be muting myself here, focusing on deploying the contract. You, Mario, you could put up a song. I don't know what type of song you don't strike me as a hard
No,
heavy metal
you
guy.
could. No, we're not gonna put a song. We'll be chatting about the ecosystem, getting some thoughts from the panel, some honest,
Yeah,
genuine thoughts from the panel.
Yeah, there's no way we're playing music while we pump to
yeah.
130 when we
That's
talk
actually
about
So
stupid.
it.
Caleb,
Not gonna lie.
do you know the project? Have you looked into it or just found out about it on the space, Caleb?
No, I made a tweet. I'm working with them as one of their
Oh,
KOLs.
nice.
I made a tweet about them
Oh, okay.
yesterday. I had a 30-minute call with them. Was that yesterday I had a call with you? The day before? I don't even know. Had a 30-minute call with them. Great guys. Had their video cameras on. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And what can you tell us more? Some of the other players, some of the other names backing the project, and what gave you peace of mind to post about them and to be part of the project?
I saw some people I know on TL. I saw Sibel, some others, but I mean, the main thing is just the fact they're paying up front. I think that's something I haven't seen before. You see a lot of KOLs that get, percentages, say 1%, they dump it, token goes to zero. So, I mean, for me, the fact that they're spending, close to $1 million on KOLs before launch even happens, I think that was the main selling point for me.
Yeah. Any other names that you know that are backing the project? Any other KOLs?
Like I said, Sibel. I mean, literally, I think every single tier one, tier two Solana influencer or quote unquote influencer has posted about it. So I mean, I would say everyone for the most
We're
part,
at,
from what I've
well,
seen.
I think we're about almost 12,000 members on Telegram already. Let's go to the rest of the panel. And Caleb, one last question before Joey. Good to have you back. Your thoughts on the meme coin ecosystem? How has it changed? How has it evolved over the last few months? Are celebrity meme coins still doing well? By the way, GG's, we're all watching the Telegram group. It's pinned above
Yes,
for anyone
I
listening.
just sorry to interject, but I just wanted to say, just so peace of mind that you're not speaking and the chart is going from 10 to 100 and you're literally sitting there on the sides. So I can assure you that I told the dev right now, I was like, you have to give me a 60-second notice. So as soon as he does that, which should be any second now, like he's frantically pressing those keyboard, like he's a keyboard warrior. Like if you're, to be honest, bro, he doesn't even look like a dev. When I look at these guys and I'm thinking of a dev before I saw a dev, I'm thinking like this really chunky guys sitting there and like drinking all of these Pepsi Maxes and Coca Colas, and like his room is darkened. But these guys are actually well polished. His watch is nice. He's married. Like these are top chats, bro, top tier. But yeah, anyways, what I wanted to say is that I will give you all on this space a 60-second notice, and then I will mute myself in the. I will be the one posting the contract in the Telegram group, and after that, I will be joining again this space with the official new Twitter account with the meme itself. And that's when I would love to have a talk so you understand and you can finally see for yourself. And I will be talking from the main account after the contract is deployed and launched and everything is good. And then we can have a quick talk about that as well.
Love it, man. Let me go to the panel while we're waiting. So you'll let us know when there's a 60-second countdown, yeah, man?
That is correct. That is correct.
Cool. Let me go, Caleb. The question I want to ask you, and then we'll go to Travland and Joey on that same question. First, celebrity meme coins, your thoughts on that narrative. Second, on the meme coin ecosystem in general. Has it slowed down recently? Are we still seeing some successful meme coins launch? Have we seen a massive correction? Do you expect it to continue?
Yeah, so I think the kind of like celebrity meme coin kind of meta actually drained a lot of liquidity from low cap meme coins. So I think for the most part, it's slowed down. A lot of them have been kind of on a downtrend, especially the Andrew Tate coins, man. Those things sucked liquidity out like there's no tomorrow. So I've been seeing a lot of downtrend, but no, I mean overall, like memes are always going to exist. I think there's a lot of solid meme coins that are worth bidding right now. But overall, I'm not a fan of the celebrity meta. I think it just drains liquidity, gives money to the wrong people. I like solid communities not ran by celebs.
Agreed.
But yeah, I mean overall, always bullish on the meme coin ecosystem. Always going to be another leg up. That's my thoughts.
GG's, by the way, interrupt us whenever there's a 60-second countdown. Just interrupt whoever's
Yeah,
speaking.
for sure. I got this.
Joey, how are you, bro?
What's up, buddy? I'm good, man. I'm here to support GG. Me and him been a bunch of projects in the past, and he sent me a DM like a week ago, letting me know about this launch. And then I woke up this morning, saw that they're getting ready to rock and roll. But man, it's I haven't seen a launch like this in a long time. This takes me back to like the 2021 last bull run, right? And like you said earlier about the whole celebrity meme coin stuff, I don't know where we're going to go with that, because a lot of these projects, unfortunately, they're being heavily sniped, like 40% of the supply, and they're not even, the contract address isn't even being dropped until like an hour after launch. And I don't know, there's just a lot of speculation right now about where that's going. I'm sure there's still some good projects that are probably going to come, but I don't know. I'm iffy myself on it, but I don't know. I'm just here to support GG's, and I hope this is a great, successful launch.
Travland, what's up, man? Been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute, bro. It's good. No, I mean, for me, like the confidence, I don't post meme launches anymore. Like I've been around for a long time and like adapted my strategy over the years, but I don't normally post meme launches. I asked GG's put me in touch with the main man, to make sure he is who he says he is, and it checked out. Then I was on a call with GG last night, and the fact they're paying everybody in stablecoins, like you previously mentioned before launches, is a very good sign. So anyone that does hold the project is someone that's bought in and believes in the overall vision, which I think is very important. And I think that's really, in summary, what can really be said. Like Caleb, sorry, I hope I pronounced that right. Everybody in that is going to be holding the token are people that have bought with their own money. So influencers that are posting about it after launch are people that have bought with their own money. And yeah, the guy's a very, very legit guy. From what I could see on the call, 100% exactly who he said he was. Great background.
It gives me peace of mind, man, because I'm always worried whenever there's a meme coin project that I'm backing. Obviously, I mentioned the two other examples that I've personally done a space for. The the Foxy one, which listed on pretty much all the top sexes except Binance yet upon listing, and obviously the one backed by Phantom a few days ago, Pedro, that was pretty mental. And then this is the third one, which is again the big vote of confidence here was initially Lorenzo from Ape Terminal, and then when he recommended it, I'm like, oh shit, it's first meme coin he brings to us, and then to have you guys also. Well, I didn't know Caleb. I didn't know you're involved. Joey, Traveland, Travelad. I'm also out of that meme coin ecosystem. I don't look at all the tweets, so it's good to see that all of you guys have been watching it. And I do agree. Like you look for certain indicators, and one of them is paying with fiat is an important one. A docs team is an important one. Being based in Norway is important. A lot of it is just based on trust. Who trusts it? When you said the big man, are you talking about someone? The name starts with C. One of the backers of the project. Does it start with C to make sure we're talking about the same guy?
No, brother.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about Stefan. I mean, I've been on a call with GG. GG was pestering me about this for weeks, bro. Like, this guy was hammering my DMs, 1, 2, 3. But bro, this guy's a persistent legendary guy. In all honesty, because otherwise I would have missed it. He literally, I don't know how many times this guy hit me up, and then he was like, come on a call with Stefan, etc., etc., etc. And yeah, the guy's a real estate background, and I mean, that's all you need, really, innit, brother? If you've got a solid backer, experienced in business besides memes, obviously, memes are started. I mean, what's your opinion on that, Mario? I mean, you're the interview guy, but me just asking you a question for a second. What do you think about the evolution of the meme coin ecosystem? Because now more financially backed individuals are launching meme coins. Like right now, I mean, I can't specify what, but there's like business.
Yeah, so it's become like I think the Phantom one from a few days ago was a pretty good example. By the way, right after I'm done speaking, GG's, I'm not gonna let anyone else speak until you give us the countdown. No more delays. Everyone's just pestering us about it, GG's. But I think it's something me, Ran, and Scott debate a lot in the Crypto Town Hall. Like I dismissed meme coins the same way I dismissed NFTs or NFT PFPs in the early days. And then what I saw, I kind of realized my mistake pretty quickly, and now we're pretty much all in. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of pump and dumps, a lot of scams, but I've seen it as probably it's like the ethos of decentralization. If a meme coin is launched the right way, it's the definition of a decentralized ecosystem. Like there's meme coins we're working with that we go to them, we're like, hey, let's do a deal. When we go to a centralized project to do a deal, we talk to the founders, we do an OTC deal with a certain vesting schedule. They give us tokens from the treasury. But if you go to a meme coin that's already decentralized, they're like, hey Mario, like, there is no founding team. Like there's no one person you can talk to. Maybe we can get some of the biggest investors. You could do a deal with them, and we've done that with a couple of projects. But I think meme coins are obviously past launch and eventually become the definition of a decentralized ecosystem, a decentralized community. So I genuinely think it's become an asset class that is, that's here to stay, similar to what ICOs were in 2017. Now it's a legitimate way to raise capital, and NFTs were a few years ago in the last cycle, and now they're a legitimate asset class. I think we'll see that with meme coins. It's a legitimate way to build decentralized ecosystem. So we've doubled down. As you can see, we're doing meme coin countdown spaces. We've worked with 20 plus meme coins. We're working with 2 top 10 meme coins, including Brett. Someone mentioned Brett earlier on base, and we work with a few of those. So we're pretty deep in that ecosystem, in that world, and I've made that bet. So we'll see, man. And GG's, don't let us down, man. When is the launch? You got what, over 12,000 members already? I think it's going up a couple
Yeah,
hundred
yeah,
minute.
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. So I just spoke to the dev, and what he's doing now, he's facilitating the bundle and just triple, quadruple checking everything. That process should, according to him, I'm just a messenger, should literally take 1 to 2 to 3 minutes. Like that's what he's saying, and he's literally about to press each any second now. So as soon as he presses to initiate that bundle, then I will get
So
back to
can
you, and
you can you
then
explain can you explain maybe you GG's, or if you're busy with a developer, maybe someone else on the stage could explain what the bundle buy is for meme coins, what that means. And maybe GG's you could do it because then you could explain what your strategy is with the bundle buy.
yeah, so essentially what we're doing, obviously we're treating this as a long-term project and we've been very open and transparent about it. If you go into our TG in the frequently asked group section, where everything what we've said is there's nothing to hide in this sense. We are going to be bundling, aka taking out a large portion of the supply, and 90 plus the exact number I don't have because I'm not speaking with the dev right now, but it's going to be a fairly large amount of the supply is going to be controlled by the team. Multisig, myself, Stefan, and Adrian. So if you trust the team, you trust the vision, then you know that to come into the multi-billions, you need to have it's run like a business. That's what I have to say. So this is our business model. This is how we are going to do it, and it's all transparent. And if we sell along the way when we're saying we're not going to do it, then you can see that in the first block and everything. So there is literally nothing more to discuss in terms of that. But that is our business model. That's how we are going to do it. And so yeah, basically that's it. And as soon as that is done, and I will get back to you in terms of how we can move forward with that.
And
So I'm just
Casper, yeah, all good, man. I'll leave you. Just make sure you interrupt us when that's ready, and you're gonna press that button.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
And by the way, David, if you see any good speakers requesting, I'm not able to look at any requests. If you see anyone you know in the space requesting, just bring them up. Let me go to Casper. I see Fiddy here as well. Casper, how are you, man?
Doing very well. Thank you so much for the invitation. Always a pleasure to be here. I'm excited, Mario. I'm excited. Woke up, saw this space was going on, had to come in here. So any team that's willing to put their money where their mouth is and pay fiat, pay out of pocket in advance for top tier KOLs it lets you know that they're not coming to mess around. Most projects, that don't have a legitimate marketing budget, that aren't willing to invest in the growth and sustainability of what they're building, just aren't going to make it. So that's a wonderful sign. I'm not going to lie, sitting here getting ready to try to snipe this launch myself.
All the snipers are in the audience. 30% of the audience are just snipers listening. I know how this works. Yeah, man. So make sure your devs are doing a good job there. GG's, all the snipers are there. Listening. But yeah, man. But what do you think as a sniper? We've got obviously Uniswap Villain, who co-hosts our the meme coin show, the weekly meme coin show is one of the more well-known snipers, kind of a leading figure in the ecosystem. And I get a lot of advice from him. He knows the ecosystem really well. So you look at there's certain indicators you look for, Casper, before sniping a project. What are those indicators, and which of those indicators does GG's project tick?
Oh, this is a simple one. I see a project has put the skin in the game to be on the Mario and the Fall show. I fucking want to snipe the hell out of it. No, I'm not even joking. Look, man, you get what you pay for when it comes to marketing, when it comes to branding, when it comes to advertising, when it comes to exposure. And I see a project has not cut corners, and they said, we're going with the best in the business. We're going to the top of the game. I'm fucking sniping. Excuse my language. But sorry, not sorry. I'm just going after it.
Yeah, you guys sniped the fuck out of the Phantom one. If you last space we did up to whatever 30 million, whatever it was. So that you guys did well there. Daddy, what's up, man? How are you? We could be listing, getting the contract address any minute. Good to have you, bro.
Yeah, what's up, man? It's good to be speaking. I just wanted to say a few words real quick before the CA is posted. I just basically wanted to let people know that, I've seen a lot of launches, and I don't think I've ever seen a launch anticipated this much, pretty much ever on Solana at least. Like, there's 7,000 people online right now in the Telegram, and I guarantee you every single person is just sitting in there waiting, just like me myself.
Yeah, man, I think a lot of these people are listening in the space as well. I'm just checking the Telegram group for the fucking contract address. GG's, tell
Hey,
the
bro,
dev.
stop. Yo,
Tell
I
it to
swear
do
to God,
it.
like you're.
Hey.
Yeah, listen, Mario. You're bugging me, bro.
GG's,
I'm
you said
almost
3
about to
minutes,
punch
bro.
someone in
Come
the
on.
throat. I swear to God, bro. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
What's
We're
up, Ralph?
all waiting here, bro. Like, it's been 3 minutes. Like, give us an update.
Yeah, man. You said 1 minute. It's been 3 minutes. You're 2 minutes late.
Yo, it's
Yeah,
been 10 minutes. It's been 10.
Yeah, true, man, true. Just ready for those.
Mario,
Yeah, what's up, Fiddy?
I
What's
feel
up, man?
like this guy's not. I feel like this guy's not going to drop it until we play Pump It Up. I just felt like this is the Pump It Up guy. What do you think?
You've got the music?
No way.
Ah,
I'm
okay.
scared to do that.
Bro.
You will definitely be.
Hold on.
Post-launch.
Did I just?
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you
that.
that.
I thought I saw the contract address. Okay, I didn't. I thought I saw the contract address in Telegram. Yeah, we've got I'll say another minute or two before it goes. It goes live. This scares the shit out of me, this meme coin world, I swear. Like, I like the VC backed project. Everything's clear. They go on sexes at a specific time they go at. I know everything's well organized. With meme coins, obviously a lot of opportunities, but a lot of unpredictable things happening as well. All right, man. So we've got another minute or so to
Wait,
go.
you can give me some questions though, since we're like just waiting. I mean, oh shit! All right.
Oh shit!
No pressure.
We got. How about GG's? I'll do this. Tell your dev in a minute, in 90 seconds, if he doesn't drop the smart contract, the space might accidentally crash. Just tell him. Twitter's tech team told us in 90 seconds it might crash. There's a bit of an issue.
Call the dev.
I don't need to call him, bro. I'm opening the door right now. Listen, you think I'm playing? I'm opening the door right now. Listen. Hey, yo, Dev. Hey, yo. Listen.
He's yelling at himself in a room.
Is he listening?
I don't know why this guy, like, I'm looking at his screen right now and I'm literally trying to figure out what he's doing. It's like he's reading a different language.
Get him on the mic. Get him on the mic. I'll be nice, I promise. Get him on the mic.
Holy shit, no, I can't that easy. His eyes are glued to the screen, bro. I'm telling you, like, he's sweating like crazy right now. Like, you thought I was.
What's your GG? Since you're here, man. Just one other question. What's your strategy post launch? Let's get a bit more serious again. Once you launch, you got all the hype created. You got a lot of that buying power. But then what's next? How do you maintain that momentum?
Yeah, good. Very good question, by the way. So we've actually listen. Like we were like 5 days ago, we were past the point where we were like how to get enough buying pressure. So the two things that we've done, which is obviously genius because I'm GG's. The thing number one is that we eliminated any immediate selling pressure by no supply given, no pre-sale, no private sale. So that means that and also what we're doing to prevent these Solana jeets to get in very early is that the launch market cap will approximately after the bundle be 10 mil. So that's the floor. So that means nobody is getting in at 30K market cap and 70 or 150. Like the team is holding the floor. And oh, we have so many people in that Telegram group and they're like, oh, but that's unfair. We want to buy this at 250K. And I'm like, all right, go to pump.fun. Have fun. You could do that 24 hours a day if you want, but see how that's going. That's why you're here, because it doesn't work like that. So yeah, you'll be buying in at 10, but it's going to be held by the team. It's the floor. Nobody is getting the sickest X's that you're thinking of. And that is also going to be a sell pressure, like diminishing selling pressure. So that's like number one, extremely important that everyone understands that no malicious people intends, no one is getting ECA early. Nobody other than if you are in that TG group, like I don't care if you're my grandma or my son or my next door neighbor or Mario, to be honest, I love you, Mario, but like nobody's getting the ECA early, bro. That's just how it is. Anyways, on a serious note, the plan after is very, very important because we know that there will be dips, natural dips along the way. So what we've done, we've talked to multiple people, whale groups that will support us on the next natural dip. And we have our ways how to do it. And as I said, many of these KOLs, many of these people, they haven't even announced nothing yet. So expect, like nobody was expecting this space now. Nobody is expecting the names that will come out later. Nobody will be expecting the rapid growth. Listen, I will drop this right now because I was actually telling in the TG group, I totally forgot about this. I was actually saying, like, if you can retweet my posts, I want to get some clout. If you can retweet that 500 times, I will be sharing some alpha. So since it's not dropped yet, to at least not be wasting your time, just so you can get an understanding of the magnitude of what we're trying, not trying, but what we're working continuously and actually are seeing the lights at the end of the tunnel. We are literally 1 to 2 steps or phone calls away on getting in a group or a room. I don't care if I have to fly out to meet these guys. But just to give you an aspect, like I've said this to a very select few people, but I feel like I can actually share this here as well right now because, I mean, yeah, this is basically no one, like there's not one person that doesn't know about this launch. So here's what it is. Just so that you're not thinking I need to get a good entry and get out. And because I can not guarantee, but I would highly say that you are most likely going to, as soon as you sell, you're going to regret because you're going to be thinking, shit, this is actually have something that I've never seen before. So here's what it is. Our ultimate end goal with this project, and I'm going to be open and honest, I don't care. This is a recorded space. Our goal with this project is to become for Solana and the Solana ecosystem as to what Brett is for the base ecosystem. I repeat once again, our ultimate goal, not hopium, but our clear-cut goal with Lorenzo, with his founder, with Mario, with all of these KL, with every person in this space, behind the scenes and in front. Some are backing publicly, others are backing privately. But there are talks that I can't reveal right now, actively facilitating and working on facilitating a meeting and presenting our value proposition, being open and transparent, and they will see the share numbers and they will see the movement that is going on. And I am telling you that this team will not stop until everyone realizes that this is not only for gains, but this is going to be a net positive, not only for Solana, but for the whole ecosystem and crypto in general. And once you see the meme, you will understand why. But our ultimate end goal is to become what Brett is for Base and Coinbase. We want this meme to become that for Solana and its founders and the ecosystem as a whole.
All right, hold on. GG's, let me give you a little bit more clout right now. This is what you're after. Everybody, GG's just told me that between now and the next 69 minutes, he's going to make sure that the contract address is out there for everybody. Make sure you are following GG's only. It doesn't happen if you all don't go follow him. He said everybody is just a phone call away. It could be Taylor Swift. It could be Elon. It could be anybody. They are a phone call away. You do not want to miss this one out. Mario, I just had to jump in. Over to you. Gigi's needed the clout. We're doing it for him.
I think every
Yo,
time
I need some clout too. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, David. I need that clout too, bro. I'm on stage. Let's hear it, bro.
I think David. I think moving forward, any projects doing countdown space for us will just explicitly request David to moderate the space, not me. After this snippet, just one question, Gigi's. First, I see the members now on Telegram at 13K. The question I had is an important question as well. So, positive, and the concern. Positive is that even our tokens, as a partner of yours, they're vested. We don't have any tokens that we can sell right now, and they're vested long term, which is like a VC backed project, which is a big kudos to you guys. Number two is KOLs. No one's like everyone's being paid with fiat. Big kudos to you guys. Number three is the only thing that would be a concern is that you guys hold a big part of the supply. So the team, people need to trust you. So what can you tell the audience before then dropping the damn contract address? What can you tell the audience on why they can trust you guys in terms of holding that much supply and making this project a success?
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's a really good question. Obviously, this is like a Web3 non-regulated, like no, so it's like trust, as you said, is the most important thing. And the word of mouth and the vouching process is another thing. Just as you said, like you were in shock that Lorenzo from Ape Terminal is literally calling you up and saying, this is the first time I presented you a meme project. Isn't that what you said, Mario?
Yep.
And then Lorenzo talking to this dev from 2021 that is literally in our extended team and pushing and backing and open every door. He would never do that unless he was confident about what we're doing. And he called Lorenzo and he said, yo, you got to check these guys out. Not only did he do that and vouch for us, but he shared in that group, which he shared firstly his project of 2021 and made everyone 8 figures. Then he shared them Pepe, not because he liked the frog, but because it was someone he knew. And that went, everyone knows how that went. And now the third and only coin that he's literally about to drop, and looking at the CA like everyone else, he's going to drop it in that group. So that is the trustiness, if I may say, in crypto. That's how it works. And that is what we can rely on. And that is the only metric that we can work on. So with that being said, our supply that we are holding, which is a majority of the total supply, will be used to fund the business further. To every decision we make, it is going to be, let me give you an example. Let's say there's down the line a listing that OKX or whatever, I'm just saying an example, and it requires $700,000 to do so. And we know that the sheer volume of getting on that exchange and the first day and everything will produce 30, 40, 50 million of buying pressure or whatever. And into that volume, we could offload the 700K, which at the time, sitting at $1 billion or 500 mil or whatever, it would be only a very, 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 very small market, kind of like it wouldn't even affect the chart. And we would be openly about the fact. So if people don't like that, then by all means, you don't need to invest into this project. But what we're doing, we will not be selling along the way just to fund our cars, cabins, or new house. We already have those things. At some point in certain time, when everyone is happy and we are reaching every goal, we will be open and transparent about that, and we will be finding the right solutions that will not hurt the longevity of the project, which there are multiple factors to do. But that's off topic. But for now, what you need to concern yourself about is that no one is talking about M's in this project. You know, M&M's? I don't even need M&M's. I have a six-pack, by the way. That's off topic. Wait.
Please tell me it's the contract address. Bro, please
Wait, one second,
tell me.
1 second.
Okay, if the space crashes, don't blame me. Blame
All
my
right,
team.
listen. I don't want to give you like hopeful, but this guy literally came in. That's the first time, and he apologizes for this taking long. But he literally just said that within 10 minutes this is launching. That's what he said. Don't fucking kill me if it doesn't launch, bro. I swear to God, if it happens, I will leave this space by my own, bro. You don't need to crash it. If it doesn't launch within the next 10 minutes, bro. Holy
you
shit.
we gotta give us some love. We've just cancelled the space for another sponsor. Much love for the sponsor we've cancelled the space for afterwards to make this happen. You've kind of hyped us up, so we've gone way over time, 32 minutes over time. GG's. But that's for Lorenzo. That's for Ape Terminal. Tell Lorenzo we did this for him. Tell Ape Terminal we did this for them. These guys are killing it. Moose, what's up, man?
I got my sisters, I got my brothers, I got my first cousins, my second cousins, my third cousins, grandpa on standby for this. What's the story here?
Yeah, man, it's pretty hyped up. What are your thoughts on the meme coin ecosystem in general, man? How has it evolved in the last few months? Is it heading in the right direction in your opinion?
I just think this is what it is. I mean, I think that this is just a crypto casino at best. I mean, this is just some things hit, some things miss. It could be loss after loss after loss, and then one massive win where you're like, oh my God, this was worth it. This is the best thing in the whole wide world. You just got to get lucky. You got to work with the right people. You got to know who's behind the project. Got to be the right depth. If it's an awesome team, you want to be a part of it. That's it. If you're going into something that just released on Pumped Out Fun and then you're mad that you lost 100 soul on it, that's your fault. You got to know the team you're working with. You got to know the people. It's got to be genuine. It's got to be a poppin' Telegram. It's got to be the right people there. And GG's only, I think we worked in the past few times, talk. I think you're a good guy overall. And I think that, you really really represent, what you work on.
Wait. There wasn't a lot of conviction behind that. That was a lot of like,
Yeah,
I think you're a good. What was
Yeah,
that, bro?
yeah, no, exactly. Yeah,
What
he's
the
not a
hell
bad
was
guy.
that, bro?
Exactly. That's it.
That was
That
like
kind of
zero
compliment.
conviction. What the fuck was
Exactly, man.
that?
It's like, yeah, bro, you're okay. So.
You're a good guy. You're a
That's
good
like
guy. Say it how
telling
it
a
is.
chick you look fine in those jeans, bro. Like zero conviction. Holy
Moose
shit.
plays hard to get. That's it. You got to know Moose. He doesn't go all for it.
Let's get some more. So we got 10 minutes. So in like what, 6 minutes time, GG's, we would expect the dev to release the smart contract, and we can see the performance of this because that's been hyped up like a motherfucker. So let's go to Renzo and Ralph. Guys, good to have you both. How are you?
What's up? What's up?
And Pulse is here as well. What's up, Ralph? Would love to get your thoughts on obviously the project launching now. General thoughts on what we've seen so far. Not sure if you're involved or not. It seems everyone knows about it except me for the last few hours.
Yeah, Gigi's brought this to my attention, and at first when I heard that they weren't paying supply, I was a little upset. All right, I'm not gonna lie. But listen, I looked at it, and dude, no influencers are getting supply. So that's honestly, I looked at it, and it's like, dude, that means no influencer is able to go ahead and get, obviously an earlier entry and supply to go ahead and sell. Like they have to buy the token themselves. So a lot of the influencers that are posting about this, they're probably going to take the fiat payment that they received and just buy in themselves, right? That's what I'm doing. That's what a lot of people are doing. And I haven't seen a meme coin launch like this where it's like they're doing it this way, right? This is the first time I've seen this in the space. So like I feel like it will do well, but who knows, dude? Because this is the first time we're seeing this.
Okay, you don't see a lot of meme coins that do the payments through fiat. Is that what you're saying?
Like fiat in like as in like Sol or whatever payment.
Yeah, like as in liquid token. Yeah, whatever token.
Like
Sol,
no supply,
fiat, ETH.
exactly. So that was the first time I saw them doing like this.
Okay, all right. I agree. By the way, that's a massive bullish signal from our end as well. And we are going to be doing a lot more shows with GG. So it's going to be a project that we're, I'm putting my name behind this long term. So GG's, please, just keep that in mind when your market cap is at whatever million. That we're putting our trust in you, man. But let's go to the rest of the panel here before the list. We've got 4 minutes left before we get the contract address. What's up, Renzo?
Yo, what's up, Mario? How are you doing?
Good, bro. Good to have you.
Of course, man. Yeah, I mean, bro, this seems like one of the most hype launches I've seen in a while on Solana. I mean, the Telegram's popping.
Over 13K now.
Yeah, exactly, bro, and a bunch of people online as well. That's to show you how active everyone is. I mean, everyone's active on the Telegram, waiting for the CA to drop. We're waiting on GG's. What's good, man? What's good?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. We heard 3 minutes. Now we're hearing 10, and that's coming up soon. So it's like, dude,
GG's is quiet.
We gotta figure
this
out.
No, update everybody. I put a timer on as soon as he said it. 5 minutes and 15 seconds left. If he does not drop it, we are going to find him.
Twitter. No, David. Twitter. No, he said he's gonna leave. Hold on. GG's. The Twitter team is gonna crash the space if he doesn't start if he doesn't launch the contract address. Let me ping him. Let's see where he's at because he just dropped out. I'm hoping he's dropping out to join from the actual account of the project, which he said he's gonna do earlier. So let me hit him up. Yeah, exactly. It's not how you drop out. GG's. You don't do that to us when we're waiting for the listing for the contract address. Let me hit him up.
For real.
But yeah, continue what we're saying, Renzo. Oh, he's back. GG's not a good time to glitch out, bro. GG's.
Yo, what the?
Just
Hey, is
don't-
some fucking
don't-
dev right now trying to hack my phone? You mother! I swear. Hey,
GG,
yo, I
don't
swear to
troll us
God, bro.
like
This
that.
is not the time, bro. Stop playing.
yeah.
I'm
Don't
back. I'm
troll
back.
us, bro.
Hey, what was the timer? I said 20 minutes, right? I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Chill.
Don't do that.
Yo,
4 minutes and 20 seconds on the dot.
4 minutes and 20 seconds. So you were saying, Renzo, go ahead.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think I was talking about the fact that the Telegram's so active, bro. Like we don't normally see that, and the fact that we're getting blue balled by GG's. I mean, the hype is there. Everyone's anticipating this launch right now, so we're just waiting. We're just waiting right now, and I'm super hyped.
Yeah, man, we've got what, 3-4 minutes left. Keep giving every time it goes down a minute, David. So 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Just let us know. Just jump in, let us know. Pulse, how are you, bro?
Bro, I'm good. I'm here not knowing Gigi or anything about this, so I want to give props to him from one speaker to another. You're playing the room like a fiddle, dude. You got him in the palm of your hand. I'm so concerned that you're going to get there and push this back, though. This has been so wild. Everybody's very hyped. The anticipation is there. I'm worried you're alone in the apartment yelling at a dev who might not be in the room, but I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. You've got the room ready to go. David seems as hyped as I've ever heard him. Boy, he's wound up. David, it's good to hear you that wound up. I know if David's that hyped, we're not going to miss the contract. What are we at, David? 2 minutes?
3 minutes and 6 seconds on the dot. Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there. Gigi, you better get ready. Tell the dev, be prepared, send out the dev signal, and just make sure that you guys are on point.
Thanks for losing me my job, David. This is pretty good. That's why you're a good moderator. We've got 2 minutes. Let me see the Telegram group where it's at. GG's, everything's looking. How the dev's looking?
The next 5 minutes, bro, on the trip.
GG's?
Yo, he left again.
GG's
What the fuck,
disappeared
dude?
again.
Guys, I don't know what to say, bro. I was expecting him to drop it, but I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Let's wait. Let's ease up. Let's take a breath. And let me get my team to chase that guy down. See if he's glitched down. So David, look up if he requests again as he did earlier. Let's keep an eye out on the request tab. And let me get my Uber to go to a separate location. I'm sitting in the Uber, gave him massive tips, so he lets me sit in the car and do nothing. So just a heads up.
Hey, Mario, if he doesn't drop, do you have any other tokens we could buy? I got a bunch of Sol. I want to buy.
No, bro, let's just wait. I don't have any other tokens. We had a countdown space earlier, but nothing in the meme coin. I don't think we have any meme coin countdown spaces for a while. But let me get GG's up. David, can you see him? Maybe you joined from the account.
I can't see him. I'm looking all through the listeners. I think I may have scrolled down too far and gone below sea level. But GG's, if you are listening, have the dev standing right next to you. You cannot delay this anymore. It just can't happen.
Let me DM him. We'll see where he's at. Actually, I might just cold call him. Where's there he is. Yo, Adrian, where are you? All right.
Anyways, well, David, how you been, man? I haven't talked to you for a while.
Not a good time to chill, guys. Not a good time to chill. Let me call Adrian. Let me give him a call live on the space. So sorry, sir. Can you put the volume down, please? All right. Let me give him a call. There's a keypad.
All right, everybody. Mario is calling in for reinforcements. GG's is also calling in for dev reinforcements. We've got 55 seconds left. This is the 1 minute countdown from the 10 minutes that he told us probably 69 minutes ago. I don't even know how I feel about that. I think the math equals math in this situation. But look, 44 seconds, 40 seconds.
Yeah, it's calling him now, bro.
I don't even know if I got the timer set to the right kind of time. But
Yo,
look, where
Adrian.
is GG's? Everybody,
Adrian,
this thing's
can you
about
hear
to happen. Make
Yo,
sure
can you
you're
hear
in the
me?
Telegram. Mario's gonna get on.
Hold on, David. Hold on, David.
GG,
Oh, he's
you
back
got
on. He's
20
back on.
seconds.
He's
What are you
back on.
gonna do?
He's back on. He's back on. He's back on. GG's. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing, man? Don't give me heart attacks, bro.
Hold on, guys. Hold
GG's.
on. Chill.
I think it's gonna go live now. Fucking meme.
All right. Okay, all right. May I have your attention, please? May the real top G please stand up. That's me. All right. Anyways, yo,
Okay.
chill. Listen. This is actually crazy. Right now, so if you don't understand techiness, I'll be trying to explain it to you in simple terms. So the dev literally came into my room right now, and he said that we are attempting the first bundle of this project right now. So the two things can happen right now, and that is the following. If a successful bundle is done, the project is live within the next 1 to 3 minutes. That means he's pressing right now. The project will be live if and only the bundle goes through. If it doesn't, the project won't be live and he will do another bundle. So in simple terms, he's pressing the button now. I will be quiet, and either the contract drops within the next 3 minutes, or I will come back and let you know that it failed and we're trying again. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Does anyone on stage want to explain for the audience what a bundle buy is and how it works? Anyone that
Basically,
understands
if
this
they get
process?
supply or snipers get supply, is what's happening.
Exactly. So who's speaking, by the way? That sounds like Tom, but I know it's not Tom.
No,
Oh, Caleb,
it's
it's you.
Caleb.
Yeah.
It's
So
Caleb.
essentially, and this is me. I'm not the techie person, and I'm not deep in the ecosystem, at least not from a trading perspective, and definitely not from a sniping perspective. But the team's been explaining this to me, Caleb. Is what projects do is they usually snipe. So when you say bundle buy, essentially sniping their own contract address. So they buy their own token, a big chunk of their own token, and they do it. Some of them do it discreetly, trying to hide it. Others do it pretty openly and transparently. Say, hey, we own X amount of the token supply. And then similar to a project launching a VC-backed project, it's kind of a treasury that they hold. And then what snipers try to do, snipers like some of you here on stage, is try to beat the dev to snipe the contract before they manage to bundle buy it. Caleb, am I explaining it correctly? I know I'm oversimplifying it.
I mean, essentially.
Nah, cool. What did I miss? What do you want to add to it? And how? What's the likelihood of it? Because there's a lot of people listening. I know people in the space.
There's definitely
I haven't
somebody
checked.
up here that can explain it on more of a development side than I can. I'm just a regular trader here.
Yeah, let me get the villain himself to come in. Yo, can you jump on stage for a couple of minutes? He's a king of sniping. He can explain it a bit further for everybody. And anyone else that's deep into sniping, DM me, let me know, and we'll bring you up on stage so you can explain it a bit further. I'll just rotate the panel briefly. If anyone's a sniper, if you can just DM me, say, hey, I can explain it further. I've sniped before. That would be good. Just kind of give us a recap of how it works. I know a lot of you are probably too busy just listening to this and trying to snipe it yourselves. But what we're seeing here is snipers are listening, trying to snipe the contract address. When a project's that hyped, when you release, so the reason Phantom, the last countdown space we did that hit 30 million, the reason they were like, they had what, 3,000, not 3,000, sorry, 3 or 6 followers on their account when we brought them up on stage. Was because they were doing it very, very stealth because they didn't want it sniped. And in this case, it's gonna be tough. GG's, and again, I'm not a techie person, so I'm trying to bring someone up who's techie that can explain it further. But you've got so many people watching the contract address, so I know that the devs are under a lot of pressure, and so I want to kind of give them tip my hat to them a bit. But hopefully, in the next 2 to 3 minutes, will be next minute or two, it'll be a successful bundle buy, and we could disclose the contract address. Or we'll have to delay it for another time.
Yeah. Mario, we can't delay it. GG's, you got to do something. Tell the devs to do something, GG's.
Yo,
and
guys,
look, Mario,
you don't
I am also
listen.
experienced in bundles.
You don't want to miss this out. Like like Mario, I don't know. The only thing that would stop you from closing this space right now, if you had a top tier chick waiting at a restaurant, that's like the only reason, bro. Like this is like the top biggest meme launch on Solana, hottest chick on earth. I mean, that's a tough one to beat. But even then, bro,
But it's
even
got to
fucking
launch,
then,
brother.
I
But
would
it's got to
still be here,
launch
bro.
to be the top launch. It's got to launch.
GG's, just send up the dev call. And look, that's where my bundle experience comes in. Down the street, there's a beauty supply store. Variety of bundle offers from $100 all the way up to $9,000. This bundle business is crazy. But what we need GG's bundles. Mr. Man in the yellow suit. What is going on with the devs? You are over the time limit.
I got. Let me before you speak. I got Francis up. Francis, can you explain the process a bit further? You DM me that you understand it pretty well.
Yeah, so a bundle is essentially where the team snipe the supply. Obviously, they want to control a majority of the supply in the same block that they're adding liquidity. So there's no possibility of being front run by competing snipers. So it just means they're front running all the other snipers, essentially.
And what are your thoughts? So one thing that I've been talking to my team about is that when you launch a meme coin, there is you can bundle buy and just try to keep it discreet. and do it across multiple wallets. Or you could just do it very openly, like GG's and the team are doing it. Like, hey, we're bundle buying. I think it was 90%. I could be wrong. Just to have the supply ourselves. How does the community look at both options? Is one of them frowned upon? Is the transparency looked upon favorably? Is it
Well,
accepted that projects do it and try to hide it?
I think it completely depends on the team, because obviously it's a double-edged sword. The very same thing that can rug a project in the wrong hands is the same thing that you need to moon a project, right? Which is supply control. So I think it really depends. Obviously, there are all these different strategies devs implement to age different wallets and sort of obfuscate the fact that they've bundled it. But ultimately, I think it's a bullish thing if you've got the right team.
Yeah, so the bullish thing is when you bundle buy and disclose it, or you bundle buy discreetly if it's urgent.
Well, no, I mean, I just think it's a necessary part of the process, right? You need to have it bundled, and I think it's up to the team whether they want to be transparent or not. I mean, it depends because sometimes the community can fud it if it's, as people have seen with Brett and all these other things. But I mean, that's the reason they're pumping to these levels, right? It's because of supply control. They're just cornering the market of supply, and that's essentially what it is. Like the Hunt brothers in the silver market in the 80s.
Yeah, and they've limited the selling pressure as well by just paying partners and influencers and KOLs fiat, and obviously bundle buying a big chunk of it. So not having snipers come in, take a big bunch of it, and snipers usually sell instantly to get the big return, so you kind of take that risk out of the market. GG's, I see your hand up. You're probably the only person that doesn't need permission to put your hand up, considering that we're waiting.
Well, appreciate that. So what I'll have to say in regards to that question in terms of the transparency or not, for those of you probably listening for the first time and actually joining in the TG right now, we've been doing this for a week straight, having VC spaces and going on AMAs to everyone that have heard us speak. We have literally told them openly and transparently, and we're doing that here as well. So it's not going to come as a shock when you will see the starting market cap approximately at 8 figures, around 10, and you would be thinking to yourself, all right, who got in early? But we're telling you that we are going to bundle, we are going to have supply control, but we're telling you that we are going to be using that for the best interest of the project, not to buy ourselves Lambos and all of these other stuff. That's like, we don't need that, but we're doing it to ensure the longevity and the sustainable growth of the project. I just wanted to kind of like reiterate that one more time. And in terms of it, yeah.
So one more question before I ask you about the contract address being released. And the other question I have is, in terms of partners and names that are backing you guys, can you just share some of those names again, just for the audience? Because obviously that's one of the biggest indicators to trust a meme coin launch.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of them, such as yourself, are doing this, and because you believe in the long-term project with vesting schedules and everything. So that's like a huge sign of validation. You mentioned yourself earlier that you wouldn't have done this unless you got this pitched from Lorenzo, which is behind working at Ape Terminal, a very huge brand in the space. And this is the first time. Wait 1 second. Someone is knocking on my door.
Is it the dev?
I hope it's a dev. It's probably one of the snipers just wants to come and punch him in the face for the delay.
The contract address written on his hand. He's like, "All right, guys, let me read it out for you on the space."
Yeah. Have you seen? So, Francis, what are your thoughts on the launch so far, considering your experience in the space? And by the way, I'm going to send you my number, Francis. It'd be good to have you on future spaces to break things down like this. But would love to get your thoughts on this so far, this discussion.
No, I mean, I love the fact that they're paying everyone out in stables. I'm always. I mean, look, it's the one thing that kills projects when they give too much supply out to KOLs, and they lose supply control essentially. So I'm bullish on what I've heard so far.
Thoughts on the mark?
On the what? Sorry,
it just my internet cut out. Your thoughts on the? By the way, I had to cancel my gym session. GG's. I went home now just so I can continue the space going. Just saying, bro. Just saying, man. You owe me a drink. But yeah, Francis, your thoughts on the marketing strategy?
Yeah, I'll have to interject here real quick. So latest update, I'm just talking with the dev. And listen, every time I talk with this dev, I'm telling him, bro, stop telling me congestion, this and that. Tell me like I'm 5. Like, explain it to me like I'm 5. So this is what he said. He said, GG's, Top G, I love you. He said, listen, this is what I did. I have submitted the request, and I am doing multiple attempts to refresh to get that batch through, but it is a Solana congestion thing. We haven't gotten confirmation whether or not the bundle has been approved or rejected, but it is in line waiting to go through. In his opinion, there is nothing that should indicate that it won't go through. But the only thing that we're waiting on now is this Solana congestion that is not allowing him at the moment. But he is just sitting there refreshing, usually from experience, like one of these clicks will just go through. And the good part, at least, is that if it goes through, no snipers early in, this is going to be a team bundle, and then it's going to be launched, contract pasted, and we can finally, holy shit, like I literally want to talk about the meme and you can see it, and I can present you the freaking vision. And if it doesn't go through, then obviously it doesn't, then he will just try again. But that's where we are. It's sitting in a queue right now, Solana congestion. It should be going through any second, to be honest. And then that's, I mean, guys, you know how it is. I'm not the fucking dev. I'm just literally telling you what is going on. But that's the case. So I want to revert a bit back because you were asking me about the backers and the people that will support. So I mentioned obviously about Lorenzo from Ape Terminal, and he got vouched by the dev from 2021, the founder, and his connections. And then that has opened a lot of doors. Obviously, I know a lot of people, myself included, and a lot of those like Travlad, you, Mario, a lot of other people, Caleb, Ralph, like a lot of people have been talking about this project and will continue to update and do so in the immediate future. But we have saved, obviously, for strategic purposes, because we don't care about how high this will go. We are more strategically planning how to support the next inevitable dip. That's like how we're thinking. We're thinking 10 steps ahead, and this will go how high it will go, and then it will come down and it will get supported. But what I can say about the network of people and influencers, so I would say that we have a handful of influencers that like you could have 20, 30 callers, it wouldn't have the same brand effect as having just one of these persons. And they're not your typical, oh, I called the project, it's just like literally mooning, because when we're sitting at hundreds of millions of dollars, nobody will move the chart. Like no single individual could move a chart unless you're like Elon Musk and it's sitting at hundreds of millions or billions. So just to have that in mind. But what we're trying to do, or what we have been successfully doing, is that as a strategy, we've been aligning ourselves with brand ambassadors, brand builders that will, when people will see, holy shit, I've never seen this certain individual back a project this hard, let alone a meme. This is something interesting. I have never seen a Bitcoin OG talk about any meme, not Pepe, let alone a newly launched project on Solana. This guy, by the way, the Bitcoin OG, I can share a little bit story because we had a talk with him the other day.
Is that the one? Is that the one starts with a C? Just want to make sure we're talking about the same one or different.
CD's nuts? Wait.
no, bro. Is it?
That was a bad one. My bad.
No, I just want to know if we're talking, or just DM me the name on WhatsApp, just so I know we're talking about.
No, I can't disclose that. I really can't until it happens. So
Okay.
we can just speculate on that. But he will come out in the right time. But what I can say,
yeah. So go ahead. Tell us. I've got. Okay, go ahead. Tell us about him. Then I've got a disclaimer and a question. Go ahead.
All right, Ben. So this guy, we had a talk with him, and in the beginning we were kind of like telling him, talking to him, and the guy who connected us with him was the same guy who connected us to Lorenzo, who connected us to you. Just FYI, that's like the importance of this dude, which is crazy. But anyways, we had that talk. He was really interested, intrigued. We just talked about the meme because he has felt as a BTC OG that he's always throughout the course of BTC, like, listen, just to put things in kind of like in context, he is he is the one who bought BTC single digits. Like, that's what we're talking about, like crazy early. Anyways, we're having a talk and he loves the meme. Why? Because it's a source of expression. It's the ultimate way of expressing yourself. Because one thing that we degens love more, if not the same, or like at least the same, but sometimes even more, at least if you have money, is not making money on a trade, but it is the fact that someone was flooding your bags and calling you a scammer or calling you that you're an idiot and that you're not going to make it because you're calling this bullshit piece of shit coin that is called BTC back in the day. And you had to endure the depth and the fucking longevity of the bear market lows, but you came out on the other side, BTC breaking all-time highs, and we are in the cusp of a new bull run again. The fact that you just not only made money and gains, but that you could fucking come back and tell him, look at my nuts. I told you, don't fade me, bro. And this is the meme that he is going to be using. And he is like, it's absolutely brilliant. It is genius. I love it. I have to be a part of this team because I want to give the ultimate payback in a funny, not kind of like you know, like, look at me, look at you, and I'm putting you down and stepping on your head. But it's like in a memeful way, this source of expression will be the once you see the meme, you will understand it. That is what I have to say.
Two questions for you as well in the meantime, and then obviously we want to ask about the contract address that everyone's waiting for. The question number one is
wait, one question. The dev is 1 second.
So while you're talking, just a disclaimer, obviously, for everyone listening, meme coins and everyone GGs and everyone will tell you meme coins are a risk, will always be a risk. So make sure you do your own due diligence. Be careful with any meme coin that launches, including Pepe,
Sorry
Shiba.
to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. I just have to say that I just spoke to the dev, and this is a top G. He's a fucking chat. What he said now, just to mitigate the congestion, he did a rewrite of the code to make it like a Coca-Cola light, you know, like, so it will go faster through in the queue. So basically, positive news that it is going to be coming quicker in the queue, and then we're waiting if the bundle goes successful through. But yeah, you had your question. What was that?
Yeah, the question I had to you, man, is first of all, just giving a disclaimer for the audience to always be careful. The question I have for you, though, is tell us more about yourself, man. You've been in the ecosystem for a while. A few people know you on a personal level. Who is GG's Only? How long have you been in the space?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, so I've been in the space, first of all, since 2016, 2017. At that time, I was just infatuated about the price action like everyone else, but I never really put in any money into any charts. And then came the bear market, and I just, like most other at that cycle, was like not interested anymore. And then at 2019, 2020, piqued more of my interest, and that's when I kind of like went full blown in and invested and did everything. So as of last year, I kind of like
All right, did it drop out? Testing. David dropped out and GG's went quiet. Can anyone hear me?
No, you're good. He
dropped
out.
You're good.
Yeah. See, David just dropped out as a co-host. GG's, could the GG's mute out? Can anyone hear GG's? I can't hear him.
No, I can't hear him.
All right, cool. Yeah, cool. All right, let me just check where he's at. If it glitched out, he still says that he's on stage. And let me see if David glitched out as well. We lost David before. Can you send me co-host invite? Okay, yeah, David glitched out and GG's glitched out. He's still on stage, but we can't hear you, GG's. Not sure if you can hear us. David, you got a request. I'll bring you up as a co-host. But just send me, where is our man Francis? Francis, I'm trying to get Uniswap. You could jump on in a bit, just kind of answer a few questions. Where is it? Tom, can he join? Let me just message them. All right, message them here. Just for everyone listening, we've got. I hear someone. David's up. Perfect. Whoever brought him up, thank you. David, I just sent you a co-host invite. GG's, we've got to get you fixed as well. But let me go to Francis. Francis, what you're seeing so far on the example of Coke Light because of the congestion on Solana, does that all make sense? Is that all part of part of the whole bundle process?
Obviously, the more stuff that's in the contract, the more data, so the slower it will deploy, right? But I don't know. I don't know exactly what he's referring to. Maybe the actual bundle bot or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, cool. All right, let me see where GG's is at. And while waiting for GG's, what do you think we should do, David? We should just wait. There's a lot of people in the space, more than I expected. Seems a pretty damn hyped project. And since we started the space, 9,000 Telegram members, I think it was. Now it's at 14,000 Telegram members. So this is one hell of a launch. You got.
Telegram is going crazy. As soon as we posted it, everybody went in there. We need GG's back up here. This is not the time for indigestion like he's talking about. GG's needs to crack open a ginger ale, bring one over to the dev, start rubbing some shoulders, and just let the dev do the dev things. Come on, guys. Where is GG's? We need this thing. No more indigestion. This is not the time for it.
Yeah, while waiting for GG's to come on here, I was having a look at if you see me kind of glitch out because I'm looking at all the DMs from my team. Anyone DMing me to come up on stage, let me make sure my team, please watch DMs. So if you can add value to the GG's back up, please check DMs religiously.
GG's, look.
Yo.
Just said it. No more indigestion. Go take care of the dev. Bring him a robe. Give him a massage, and let's get the show on the road.
Listen, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
I don't know what's going on with this Twitter. It's actually bugging me out. Who did you say is trying to connect, Mario?
No, no
Other than
one's
me.
trying to connect. I said anyone in the audience. I've asked the team to make sure they're watching DMs. If anyone's requesting to speak, because they can add value to the discussion, and make sure you DM
No,
me, and then
but
the team can
you
bring you up.
said you said earlier that someone
Ah,
alongside
you
myself.
you and David, both of you dropped out at the same time, literally at the same second.
All right, bet.
So
Bet. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm actually inviting a couple of the people who are kind of like long-term supporting us, so you could hear from them yourself. I truly apologize for the delay. Like, yeah, obviously this is out of my hands. The dev literally said 2 seconds ago that he is working on the best possible way. I can't do more than that, guys. Like that's just how it is. But what I can do is, so that I don't repeat myself, is that I'm trying to get a couple of our advisors and people that are supporting us long term to come up and share the stage so that you could at least get some nuggets of who is going to be talking about this project. And one of them is also the BTC OG. We're actually calling him right now and to see if he could be able to jump on this space within a minute or so. But yeah, if you want, I could go through the quick rundown. I was talking a little bit, so yeah, that's kind of like how I went full time in crypto. I mean, me personally, like I'm 31, turning 32. I have a wife and kid. I'm in this space, obviously, like everyone else. Came for the gain, state for the culture or tech, whatever you want to call it. Myself, I met obviously Stefan and Adrian. That's one of the main reasons why I chose to do this and come openly about it, is because of the fact that there is no trust me, bro, but it's a verified thing. Like these guys, I know their addresses. I know them. We've met multiple times. We are in the same building right now. So the trust as a founder slash co-founder and co-founder point of view, like it's us three, that's like the main pillar. It's like the fundament that needs to be there for the next layer of bricks to be laid on top of it. Because if I can't trust my founders and the people that we're founding this business as we view it as, you can't obviously move forward. So that's like the first thing, and obviously the second thing, to fly the devs and have them here just so that we wouldn't be sitting here and they're sitting in their own country and just like telling us via text this is going on. That would be detrimental. So from that point of view, yeah, it's taking time, but better to be late than sorry, at least waiting for something that is going to be 100%. So but yeah, kind of like that. That's my background, and nothing more. Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate the update here. Let me go to the panel here. Max, good to have you on stage as well. David, I'll give you the mic for a bit. Just messaging some people in the back end that will join. Also, GG's, I'm going to send you a message. If you can tell me who that person that will be coming up on stage, would be good to kind of get a heads up. But Max, would love to get your thoughts on this launch. It's taking longer than expected. And actually, GG's, I've got an honest question for you. Like, are you either one is fine. Like, you're a great marketer by the looks of it. Are you delaying the launch? And I'm just being direct. Are you
No, no,
delaying
no,
the
no,
launch
no.
because it's getting your community is growing as people are hyped up, or is it
Yeah.
genuinely the dev?
That's a really good question. And to be honest, if I were to know how this would be evolved, I would have done it either way. But I genuinely can say here and say that this is not a marketing stunt. This is literally everything what I've been saying is actually what's happening. So yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah, let me go to the panel again as we wait for this. So what was the latest deadline, GG's? He said he put it like Coke Light, whatever, so it's gonna be quicker. What's the deadline is at now?
Yeah, so the latest that I heard from him as of earlier is that he is on a queue. It's a Solana congestion thing, and he is bundling. It has been submitted, so it's like just waiting as in a queue to get through to that validation point, whether or not it will be accepted. In his opinion, it will be accepted the first time. Obviously, he can't be certain, but like from his end, everything has done.
What's up,
Contract is
man?
ready.
How's the
It is being
crypto going?
deployed, but it's just
Chilling, bro. There's
we're
a big
waiting
launch about to
for the
drop.
Solana
There's like
validators and everything to make sure
7,000
that
something
that
token
goes
space
through.
right
And
now for
then once
people in
it
there.
does, in his opinion,
A lot of
it
people
Oh
shouldn't
just
be
shit, what is it?
rejected. And if it
it's
doesn't, then
no
as
one
soon as it
knows. It's a
goes through,
surprise.
it should be live
The
within the
guy
next 3
flew
minutes
out of
after that.
Bev.
So
Like
yeah.
apparently it's a really big name launch. Apparently.
All right, well let's get some thoughts
And
from a few of these other
they're
speakers
just
up here.
waiting on the
Max,
devs
how are
to
you feeling right now? What's going through
make
your
the
mind?
coin and launch the CA.
Bro,
I could send
I'm
you
not
the
gonna lie,
Telegram
I'm pretty fucking excited. And yo,
where they're
David,
gonna launch
Please
the
do.
has
DeFi
anyone
service.
told you that you sound like Dana White, bro?
Bro, I'll take that. People say
Please do.
I sound like Dana White. Some people say I look like Post Malone. Let's start those
I'll
rumors.
try to do some research on it and see if I can figure out
like
some
Dana White's
something we
grandchild.
could both use.
I'll take that too. Dana White, if you want to get up here on Spaces, all you got to do is reach out to Mario. We will make it just as lit for you, even more lit. I love UFC, but Max, what about this situation right here? What's going on? How hungry are you for this CA?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm fucking hungry. I mean, it keeps getting delayed, but it's all good. It's gonna pay off in the end.
Okay.
It's sketchy,
I mean, we're gonna see this fucking moon
7,000
right
people
off
just
rip.
waiting for
I mean,
the pre-launch right now. It's
GG's. Is there any update on the bundle?
Send it over
bro?
to me.
Is
I'll
Solana
take
just,
a
like,
look.
bunch
I'm
up
curious
right
now.
The congestions or like what's going on here?
Updates on the indigestion. Come on, Pepto Bismol, ginger ale. We gotta get this thing going.
I swear to God, bro.
I'm
Like,
not waiting for this one.
I don't even know what congestion,
let's see.
indigestion, indecision means, bro. What the
X.com,
fuck is this dev
Spaces.
language, bro? All I know is that this guy is telling me that he's done everything good on his end.
Start
and right now
listening.
he's actually just like looking it over. He's not really doing much. He's just like sitting, and every other 10 seconds he's pressing a button to refresh. That's basically all. And he's done some measurements to ensure that he gets like some sort of fast track, you know, like for those of you who are not broke, like it's when you go to the airport and you actually get the red carpet and you go like first class. For those of you Jeets who don't know what that means, like you go to the back of the seat. But
Question.
Anyways, that's a sidetrack. I don't want to distract from the topic, but that's basically what's going on.
Also,
right,
David Gokhestein.
Bundle buy.
Everybody knows the meta right now is these tapper games. This dev is an absolute savage at it. He's ready. GG's is ready. Ginger ale, Pepto Bismol on deck. OXJ, what's going through your mind?
David, just one quick thing. David Gokhestein, who's obviously we're gonna be working with him. He does a great meme coin show. He's part of the project as well. Another kind of green tick. Of a respected name, part of the project. So he's
yeah, that makes sense.
So if we see him, they just send him an invite. That'll be good to get Gokhestein up. Did I mention the other name as well? Or not yet, Adrian? Can I mention?
Adrian. He says yes. He says yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's on stage? Who's speaking right now?
Hey.
No,
thanks for letting me know about this. Let's see what I can.
Okay, and this is Adrian speaking. Just confirm.
Yeah, and holy shit.
Yeah, he's beside me. You want to say yes, Adrian? Just say yes.
So,
oh shit! Okay. So,
hey, whenever there's like eyeballs, Adrian there's always the potential, right? Like.
Is the one I spoke to.
The
You're
fucking,
not Adrian.
Yeah.
GG's. Adrian. Okay. Now
let me give you the breakdown.
So is this guy Mario Nafal the one that's like?
Adrian is the CFO, so he's the financial dude, making sure that that your boy Gigi is not promising, over promising, and under delivering. That's the guy, and then Stefan, which is in calls right now. He is the basically the CEO of the project. So that's kind of like our role in this company, and we're all three the founders of the project.
That's how I found out about this.
But yeah, you have clearance to give the name.
Okay, the name.
So then the question is, okay, you said there's a Telegram, and I can find the Telegram by looking. Let's see.
Anyone who's been in crypto for longer than a couple of years would know who Charlie Shrem is. How'd you get Charlie on board, and what's his involvement?
Biggest space meme coin launch.
This guy's fucking filming it right now.
Wait,
first of all. The fact that Charlie Shrem, BTC like for those of you, if you don't know him, you know Eric Voorhees or someone of the OGs in this space. Like he is up there in that echelon. He is like I told you the story I told you earlier. Like I view David Gokhestein, a lot of you know him. He's obviously a close one of mine. And when we had a group with myself and David, I viewed like he has one of the biggest live streams.
Biggest meme.
And then we were on a group, and then suddenly I wanted to surprise him.
Oh, I see it. Launch June 17th.
The story is actually interesting.
Biggest meme.
Shrem told us that he was the one 10 years ago.
Yeah, 14.4. Oh, let me see if it's the same. It should be the same.
And they speak here and there. And we were having a call with David, presenting him, or we're about to present. But I thought to myself, like, he likes me, but like, your boy,
thank you so much. Okay,
I mean,
this is good shit.
I could exaggerate just a tad from time to time, but this is the one, so I don't care. Like, fuck all the others. My point is, when he came, he was like positive. But when Charlie then hopped on,
the question would be then, okay, what
And
at
Charlie
what
Shrem,
market cap or
never
liquidity it's going to
speaks on
launch
his
at, how
account,
quickly
never
will it jump
BTC
up?
OG, never talks
You
about
know, these are,
basically
I guess,
anything.
the.
But he has an insane following, like
chances are
cult
they're gonna
following.
have liquidity already in
He
it,
comes
so it
on
might
that show, on that
might already
VC,
come out like at a few
and he
mil
said, "Hey,
already.
yo, David, how you doing,
It
man?
might
It's
top
been a
out at like
minute."
maybe 2,
That's
4,
by the way
5
his
mil
voice. And
already.
David's like, "Yo, hey, Charlie,
Okay.
what are you doing there?" I swear to
Yeah,
God, I
yeah.
was sitting
It
there
makes
and
sense. Like
he
they
was
wouldn't do a
pitching the
pump fund.
project for me.
They would have
Charlie
to because
Shrem
they're already
was like,
putting in
"Guys,
their
I
own
spoke
bags,
to
right?
these guys.
Like
I am
they
in
said the team
balls
themselves,
deep." He didn't say that. I'm paraphrasing. And
people
like literally,
here,
he said, "David,
they already
you
put in $1
need
million
to be a
of their
part
own
of this
capital.
project. Like
So
hands
the
down,
meme
just
coin
be
is
a
already
part."
gonna drop within,
And obviously,
the
he
900,
left.
800
And the
to the
following
million
conversation
range.
with David, I will let him
And that's if
obviously
they don't
share
have any
what we
private
spoke
investors,
about
which they
and give
don't.
his
'Cause
thoughts
they
on it.
told him, like, even
He
the
has said
celebrities
in
or
my
the people they
DMs
have,
that he
like,
is
trying
trying
back
to
it,
request. I
don't
don't
even
know
have
if
the
you
same
Yeah,
can.
let
thing that they
me.
get when
No,
we
I
get
can't
it.
see his request, but there's a lot
Oh
of
They
people
got
with
fuck!
paid
He
out
questions.
in
had
stable
to.
coin to promote
He
it.
had to
And then
actually jump.
most of them are
Like
gonna
he
grab the
has
stable
in
coin
his
to
live
rebuy into the
stream.
project.
He said he tried to
But they have to
join,
buy just like us.
and
You
then
get me?
now
So it's
he's
like
on
a
the
All
live
good.
stream.
diversified
So
bet.
that's
Yeah.
All
all
good.
right.
All good.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, that's basically it. So I don't know if you want to
Then the
bring him
question is,
up,
if
but
are
that's
they
at
locking
least
that
I gave you
liquidity?
that information
Yeah, of
about.
course.
These are
LP is gonna be
basically
burned. All teams
going to
like that.
be brand
They're gonna burn
ambassadors,
LP
Oh
and
shit.
they
might
are
throw in
going
token
to
at the very
be
same time.
supporting the
So it
project
launches
over the duration of
That's what they're
this
trying to do now.
project's
Shit.
Yeah, that's
lifespan.
what they're trying to do
And
right now.
if you understand what that means, and
Okay.
if you
And I'm
understand the due
wondering,
diligence that these
the
guys do, they
so the
understand
liquidity
their brand
obviously will be
name and
burned.
reputation. And
Question:
it's not
will
often
the
that they would basically ever. I've never heard
will
these guys
some of the
sponsored like
supply, like will it
basically
be
heads on
80% of the
and
supply?
go on and
Like, did they
purchase
say anything
and
about
do
like
everything that they're going
the
to be doing.
liquidity
They're going
that's
to be opening
added?
their networks and
What
everything.
percentage
So
of the
really excited
supply?
about it.
They haven't talked about it, but I do
Yeah.
Appreciate
know.
it, man.
I do know.
What's the before going to Ben and
The main thing they're trying to
OXJ,
do is snipe
Ben
their
and
own
Jay,
tokens. So
GG's,
most,
can you please
I'm
give us an
thinking
update on the contract
40 to
address?
maybe
Because
60, like
we are
that
an
type
hour
of
and
range,
15
is going to
minutes
be
late.
sniped by the team themselves.
Yeah, let me go out of this room and come back
Gotcha.
in 30 seconds.
So I think it's going to be
Because
at least
if
50%
yeah,
Jay, what's up, guys?
But they're
What's up,
planning
bro?
on having
because
this like
it
a
yeah.
long token.
I just want to
Like,
say,
they're not,
like,
it's not just like
he's
a
probably
pump,
going to
like
be
they're
one
planning
of
on, yeah,
the
it might
biggest
pump it up in
launches in a
the
long
first,
time because
couple
obviously
hours.
these guys have the
But
GG.
gradually,
Yeah.
Filled with
they're
people
trying to push
online.
like,
It's
you know,
like
memes out.
almost
They're gonna
9,000
have a
people,
whole like, you know,
growing like
eco space
2,000
for it.
people in the like last 20 minutes.
Gotcha.
It's
That's what they're
same
saying.
thing.
So
Because
I
like
just want to
Bro,
catch the launch. To be
please,
honest.
I hate to be the bearer of bad
yeah,
news, but don't
I'm
tell
with
me
you, man.
Solana's
Like
gonna
now
get
we're
burned.
like, I guess,
That's fucking
speculating
bullshit.
on what
Solana
might
is running
happen and how
smooth as
best to
ever.
position oneself. I'm
I'm a
guessing is
Solana
the
guy. I'm riding
theory right
solo
now.
in a Solana Explorer. Like,
I
the
don't know. I
network
bet
is
in
not
the space
just
congested.
for me,
It's working
yeah.
smoothly as
I've been in the
fuck.
space for an hour.
So
Just
please,
listening
bro,
to them.
tell your dev to tell
Haven't
you
dropped
other
it yet.
other excuse for you to give to the people, but don't tell
If
me
I
that.
make a bag on this, I'll
GG's,
send you a
you're getting a lot of,
percent.
you're
Like,
getting some pushback.
you
Can you
know,
tell us
we'll
what's
see.
happening? You gotta get us
We'll
down.
see what happens. Yeah.
Got someone saying
I'm
that
just
Solana's
waiting for
not
them. They said they're
congested.
gonna
It
give a
shouldn't take that long.
60-second
The 3 minutes
countdown
lasted
when the
another
dev
20,
is
30
ready.
minutes.
So
And
like,
we've
I'm
got
just waiting for
Francis
that,
kind
like
of
everybody
mentioning
being,
something
oh,
similar along
like
those lines.
trip out.
You got people in the comments also saying it shouldn't take that long.
Oh, by the way, I
GG's.
see
Tell us, bro.
in their Telegram there's a Q&A section, a Q&A thing by the bot, and I'll take a screenshot for you and send you in DMs. 1 second. Actually answer some useful questions.
Like, if you don't want to get sniped on doing a
And
bundle,
let
if
me
you're
go on
doing
the
all these
Discord.
tests, if you want
Yeah, I was
everybody
just
to be
scrolling to
sure
see
you're
what I
not
could.
sniped, whatever test you're doing, that's
And our
fine.
DMs.
But congestion is
Okay,
not
so
the problem.
I'll
I have
screenshot like
Solana
it's
Explorer,
a big.
open
I have to take another
working
screenshot because it's a
flawlessly,
pretty big
running smoothly as
Q&A.
fuck. So definitely not a network issue.
Oh, I think I
Probably
see
on
it, yeah,
ETH,
free
that
gas
will be the
question.
issue, but not on Solana right now, bro.
Okay. Here
Oh, I don't know if you're searching, if you're
Mario, are you there?
scrolling, I'm sending you the DMs
Yeah,
of
did you
it
hear what
regardless.
Jay was saying?
No, I just got in the room. I was out.
Okay,
What was
yeah,
that?
he's got some important feedback. Just give us the update from your end, and
Same
then
thing.
Jay
Oh,
will,
beautiful.
has
All
got an important response.
right.
Okay, so my update is the
No
following, guys.
pre-sale, private
I
sale,
spoke to the
no
dev, and he
supply
is
for
like,
KOL. What are
hands down,
KOLs?
he's just saying that
KOL.
it's a congestion thing. And I told him, like, could it take 1 minute or 50 minutes? And he said, yeah, like one or the other. So what I'm suggesting, because I don't want to waste anyone's time, and obviously it is what it is. We like better that it's done properly. But if you want to do Mario, it's up to you. But I would give a time
It's
cap of
25
10
people
minutes.
working on the
If it
project
doesn't
towards
deploy,
launch, and
if it
14
does, we're
people
lucky. We
that
can
will
talk
create
about it and
content
everything. If it
for in the
doesn't,
weeks to follow.
then I
Okay,
don't
so
want to
they
waste
already
anyone's time.
they're explaining that
And I
14
would
people will
open a
create content
space
for its
on
the weeks to
on
follow.
my
So they're
Twitter
explaining that
after
they're
this one,
it's
after
going to
we
be
close it,
marketing.
if it doesn't launch within the next 10 minutes, and then however long it may take, if it happens the next minute after that or an hour, we will
KOLs
still
are
be giving that notice. So
and
yeah,
initial
I'm just
marketing is
presenting an
paid up
opportunity
front and no
because
supply
obviously
is used as
I feel
payment.
bad. I
Zero
don't want to
selling
hold
pressure.
everyone here
Okay,
and
so
you
they're
think, you
saying
know,
that
this
there's
is like
zero
a
selling
PR stunt
pressure
or
at
anything. But
launch.
yeah. I just wanted to put
appreciate
it.
it. Yeah,
If that's the case, that's amazing because then the price can only go up. If there's nobody who has the tokens available for sale, then that's amazing.
on that particular point.
Mm.
Go ahead, Jay.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you open Solana Explorer
Yeah.
right now and you check the
everybody else is
TPS
getting
on
what
the
I'm
network,
getting in,
like,
so it's only gonna keep
it's running smooth. Like, all the TPS are green. Like,
The launch time is
the
between
same
2 to
TPS
4
as
p.m.
the network's
UTC
been running
time.
for the last
Okay, let me
month
see what
as
time it
the
is
market
UTC
is
right
down,
now.
so it's not that much security right now. And yeah,
seems like they're
congestion is not a problem for sure. That I can guarantee.
Oh,
And
yeah.
anyone
It's
in the audience can confirm that
5:17 right now
people can
UTC.
just
So it's late.
follow the
Yeah.
guys on
But
Google
that's
and
why it's
check
so
the
built up,
TPSs. They are
because
all
they're so
running
late.
smooth. You can see
Yeah,
the guys
I think
thumbing
it's
up.
best
So
that
the space
we
when I
that
got
we
in was
give
like
1 billion.
GG the benefit of the doubt here.
Yeah.
I will
way
say
up there.
personally, it's not congestion. I'm looking at the
Okay,
same
so they're
things
saying
you are.
after the deployment they're gonna keep
But
sniping until
again,
it's 10
listen,
million
he's
market cap.
trying
Okay,
to
so we're right
do
now hearing the
something with
story. Will the story
authenticity
be
here,
mimicked
and
perfectly?
you know,
Ideally, yes.
he's trying to create a
But
community of
1 billion
authenticity,
open
which is
supply,
something I think we're all
100% of
really,
the
really,
liquidity pool will be
you know,
burnt.
eager for in
Burn
this
link
space.
provided.
So let's give him the 10-minute benefit of the doubt, but
If
it's not
if they're
congestion.
not
My
saying
suggestion,
it explicitly,
maybe
I
try batching
assume
this
that
out into smaller
some of the
batches.
supply is
If you're
going to be
trying to
held
do one
Yeah.
$10 million
Like
batch
for them to
all at
sell
once.
in future. Yeah.
Or there could be some sort of error in your
Which
code.
I'm not
I don't
against.
know,
As long
but
as
give them the benefit of the 10-minute
Yeah.
benefit of the doubt, which I think.
Okay, guys, listen. I want to clear this up real quickly, so just that there's zero misunderstanding. So I'm getting the dev himself on the call, and you can hear from him yourself. So
Perfect.
here he
I've
is.
got before he speaks. Yeah, I've got. Can you not bring anyone up, please, co-host? I'm just removing speakers so I can invite Uniswap Villain as well.
Okay, I'm gonna.
So he co-hosts out other spaces.
I'm gonna listen to it too. So yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
No one's talking.
Mario, we lost the sound right there. GG's only. What's going through your mind in this situation?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
we can all hear you.
All right. No, so I just wanted to counter on that because like it's obviously meaningless to go back and forth and say it's not that, and maybe I
guys,
misspoke, but here is the dev
Yeah,
himself.
sorry. Yeah, so before the dev speaks, hold on. Just before he speaks, I dropped out. So luckily, I was able to connect again. The space almost crashed. So if it does crash, it's not intentional. I actually glitched out. Villain, just before the dev speaks. So Villain, you know about the project. Good to have you, man. I appreciate jumping on. I know you're on calls. So we've just got they're just bundle buying the contract now. And launching it, and there's just been a bit of a delay. It's been about an hour. They've been pretty transparent, and the dev is. Let me just. I've just muted you, GG's. So it's just a bit of a delay. The reason that was given is the latest reason that was given is they're bundle buying, and there's a congestion on the Solana. On Solana, so that's causing the delay. And then we've had two other speakers, which I was leaning that way, but I didn't mention anything personally because I'm not technical. But there is no congestion on Solana. It's been going on for a while, but GG's is not the technical person. He's going to get his dev on the call to kind of explain the reason for the delay, for the release of the contract and the bundle buy, and then would love to get your thoughts, Uniswap, on the reasons for the delay. But yeah, GG's, I appreciate the transparency, man. Would be great to get the dev on the call.
Yeah, here he is. Go on.
Hi. GG's asked me to explain the delay and what we're doing. So right now we're trying to push our transactions through, and when you do, it's we're obviously not just using one transaction because we're bundling it, and to make your bundle go through, you need to be sure that like it gets picked up by the validators properly, and this is like one side of deploying thing. The other side is that this initial transaction of creating the proper markets, creating the pools, etc. These are also transactions that we are doing in a normal way. And the thing, it's either we finish these transactions properly. It's not that we can skip one or the other. Like we have to do everything in a certain order, because otherwise we will create a situation where people are able to interfere in our launch process. So we're trying to do things properly, but I'm looking at my screen right now. I'm running a retry script just to get it going, and that's all I can do really.
Uniswap, what do you think on the reasons for the delay? Is it that demanding could delays like this happen? Did you have any questions for them?
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I haven't heard too many issues with like people being able to deploy a bundle on Solana, but Solana network is pretty much congested all the time, and they do need the validators to pick it up. So like, if their bundle can't go through, obviously the launch would be unsuccessful. And also they need every transaction to go through in the bundle for it to work, right? So that makes sense. I mean, I think in a situation like this, it's better to take some time and get it right, right, and just have some patience.
I might maybe I have something useful to add there because like Solana has been suffering from congestion for quite a while, but they found the fix. They found the fix, and the validators are currently
Give me a
updating
second. My Discord wants to proc on me
their
today.
client, so to make sure that this bug doesn't
Hello?
occur anymore. So
hello.
this
What's
is
up, man?
something
Oh,
that
there
well,
we
future
go.
projects, etc., will not suffer really from. But like for now, the
What I
people
just
trying
done
to
for
do
work.
something right
Let
now,
me see if I can make
maybe you have
anything.
experienced it yourself. Whenever you're trying to send tokens, normally what you were used to on Solana is that it was near
I'm like,
instant,
are these things
and
good out
now
right
sometimes
now?
you
I'm
have
like,
to
I just saw
retry it,
choppy.
and that's
Choppy was
kind of
good.
the reality we're facing with
Fucking
right
having
now.
that
But
shit late.
well, it's just retrying for us until we get green light from the validators, and then
listening
everyone
to
is
something
happy.
right now. I wasn't actually looking at
I wanna
the
send this
current
over to Neko for a
tokens
second. You actually DM me. You
that
said that
are
it's not
up
Solana.
one,
What
but
is it?
I
It's
might
not
take a look in a
Solana.
moment.
It's
not Solana. That's
Take your time.
It's
I'm
not
like,
Solana.
Shaq
Hey,
just
what's
got
going
off
on,
of
guys?
work.
It's not.
I'm probably gonna
It
sit here
doesn't
for
necessarily
about
have to
like
be
5-10
Solana
minutes.
that's
Take a little bong rip.
congested because
What?
the validators and the snipe
Take my
can
good old
warm
fail
time
up,
to
right?
start my day.
if your entire bundle is not successful. And
What
that's
I
just
really
one of
should
the
do is I
things.
should
So I
take a
know
nap,
people are like
but
Solana's not
no.
congested. I can see
Like what I've
that
been up
it's
since
not
4 this
congested at the
morning. I
moment.
feel
But when
so
you try to
tired.
bundle, depending on how many wallets his bundle is being created from,
Hey,
because I
Clouds, you
mean
still
some
there?
bundles
Yeah,
are
I'm
you
just
can go
listening to
3
the space.
wallets, 6 wallets, 10 wallets, 15 wallets to bundle
Yeah,
from. You
I
just
have
have to make
a
sure
few
that those
cents to add up
wallets
when I was listening to what they were saying. But if you're listening, I don't want to
validated before anything else.
interrupt.
And then
makes
another
sense
thing is,
what they're saying.
GG's
He's just trying to do
kind of messed up a little bit
like the
because
right
what he did was
protocols
he said we are going to snipe
on the
over
launch.
90%
Yeah, the
of
bundle.
the supply, and what
he's
that
trying to
does
scoop up his
is
tokens,
it
making sure no one
gives
gets
the
like in the middle
snipers
of
a
his
head
transaction.
start, knowing
Pretty
that
much.
they're looking for anything that is being sniped
Yeah, I'm
over
assuming
90
it's
or
similar to
bundled over 90%.
and I know like
So you
in
probably have all
EVMs,
these
but I don't know how
snipers,
it works on Solana exactly. But
pointed at
if it
the
is the case that
contract
they're
when
trying
he's
to run the
sniping, which
bundle,
kind
and
of
each time like some parts are
it can
not
cause a
being done,
delay
then
in the
everything is being
bundle,
reverted.
or
It
this, and
probably
another
means that
reason could be the settings
every
are
like
not,
I don't know some amount of
the
time they're
settings are
trying
not
to run
correct.
it.
I mean,
So it could
obviously
happen right
Misael's
now, or
like
it could
a legit
happen
dev,
15 minutes. It's
and he
just a
knows what
question
he's
of when the
doing.
validators
So
pass it. And when the
Can I add to
validators
you?
pass it,
You are right in
The
a
way
couple of things.
go ahead.
trying to
Yes,
like
you're right in that.
think about it is like, have you ever sent Bitcoin through a mempool? A mempool pretty much is like it's a constantly changing like thing. Like, it might say 9 minutes, right? And then it might go down to like 7, but then let's say more people go in front of you, like skip you in line essentially, you become like 15 minutes. It's like fuck. That thing, I feel like it's something like that.
Yeah, and I'm familiar with the mempool for EVMs like Ethereum.
You forget to add a fee for the validators that are handling
but
the
yeah,
bundles, but these are things that
when
we
it
built
happens,
into
it's gonna happen, and then
before.
just
Like we have,
to, I guess,
obviously cannot show you the addresses
see
where we did,
what
but
the CA is.
we checked our scripts and this was all working.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Like the way the
Doing
bundle
good, man. What's up?
itself is being executed, it's
Nah,
we
shit,
have
just
like
woke up, ready to make some money.
it's an all or nothing bundle, and you're kind of like the bundle auction is
I just
just
did
a
this
process
pump
where
and dump, and that shit
people
was ass.
either get picked or they don't get picked based on
You did a
several
pump and dump?
factors. One of them being
Yeah,
the
I
fee,
participated
obviously,
in
but
one.
also the complexity of the transaction itself. And these, like when
What y'all
many
looking
people
at
are
right now?
sending
Y'all looking at
transactions at
anything
the same
crazy?
time or transaction bundles at the
Not
same time,
really.
it can be that like they're
For what,
more
meow?
valuable or more easy to complete
You said a
transactions
pre-launch on Twitter?
at that very moment. But for us, we cannot separate
Okay,
this
bet.
bundle right now, because if we do, we
What
will
account is
close
it?
the project
Yeah.
for getting sniped, and that's something we all don't want to do.
Can I?
Is your
but can I
guys?
Are you
actually-
bullish?
Sorry, go ahead, Fred.
I'm
Already?
probably just gonna join for the launch.
Sorry?
Is your contract created already?
Okay, you just
People
go.
can like theoretically
Hello,
test the
pump
contract
dump
and
real
be
quick.
spamming
No.
by
Yep, I'm on that.
We are
Everybody pumping
creating
them
contracts
right now.
into the
Man.
well, we
feel
have
like
like
that's
a
the only way to
FTX
go
does
right now.
everything.
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
it's like no one
Getting
can
that shit early,
guess it
get out
beforehand.
early.
So
If you don't, that
normally
shit's
you
gonna
have
hit
this
zero in
theory.
no
Well,
time.
what the other person said is
Cause I was like,
that
well, I
with
felt like I felt
meme
like a
coin sniping
dumbass. I
is
jumped
something
on
that you
with the
can do on
Elon with the
Solana,
hat,
and
lost
then
on
you
that one,
generally
lost a
aim
little
at
bit on
like this
that one.
90%
Jumped on betting shit,
supply
lost a little
that
bit on
has
that.
been dropped into
Jumped
a
on
liquidity
ass. I
pool.
made like I think
But this is
120%
something that's
on that.
in our bundle, because we're doing everything at the same time. For us, like no one can get in between us. It's we either exist or we don't.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at, because he mentioned that people are spamming on the contract, but I don't think that's possible because the contract.
All right, guys. I appreciate. I have to get that back on it, but
Yeah.
So let's
No, I
just keep it up.
appreciate you.
So
Yeah. Just can you just ask him just one last question? How long do you think it would take him? Not to rush him, just to realistically what we could expect. Again, not to pressure him this time. I think the transparency has been really appreciated. And then I've got a few questions for Nico and Uniswap. But how long do you think it will take him, GG's? Can you ask him the last question?
He's, I don't think that's. He's actually, we got a DM from someone who, has a lot of experience in the space. He reached out, so we're actually trying another variant of the same block. So I can't give an ETA,
Can
but
I?
like,
Yeah, all good. GG's, I've got a question. Uniswap, Nico, I've got a question for you guys. Do you think it would make sense? Because I've never seen a project, a meme coin that is launching so publicly and everyone waiting for the contract to be drop with so much information being shared. And Nico, you mentioned earlier that sharing that 90% of the supply will be sniped, will give a heads up to snipers. Is that a concern? Would it make better sense for the project to kind of launch later at a surprise time in stealth rather than doing it publicly here? It is getting a lot of attention doing it here. Obviously, space is much bigger than I expected, and the Telegram group is gonna went up by like 70% since we started. So it is working from that marketing perspective, but I'm worried things could go wrong.
I mean, people's sniper settings are already set. Some of the things that they look for is the name of the project, you know, supply, how much liquidity is being added, things like that. So I don't think that's going to make a difference at this point.
Yeah.
I think also delaying the project that long is going to kill some of the momentum, and people might end up finding other things to jump into. We're in a space where everybody's got like these blinders on, and once they jump into other projects, they kind of focus on what they're working on right now because that's what their bag is in. So I think that so the people that don't understand the way it works just need to understand that sometimes it takes time, because you don't want to bundle and have a lag in your bundle and somebody get a snipe in before you, and then all of a sudden everything that you've worked on or everything that the team's worked on or all the money that's been spent goes to waste. So you just need to people just need to be patient and let the team do what they're doing, and expect greatness from but sometimes greatness takes time. So it's not like I don't believe they're delaying for any specific reason. I truly believe it is because the bundle is just not being picked up correctly. They are trying to snipe a large amount of the supply, which when done right, the execution done right, the project will be very successful. So yeah, like especially with, like, I know you mentioned the bundle earlier. I don't have any issues with the team bundling a project as long as it's being done with good intentions, because if it's not them that's doing it, it's somebody with bad intentions that's going to do it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
so yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a
Go ahead,
one-click deploy, right? So if it's a one-click deploy, you can't really do much about it anyway. So the bundle will hit, and then the snipers will buy. So delaying it won't make a difference. I mean,
Yeah.
the only thing that would matter is, like, I don't even know if you could do this on Solana, but if you could somehow detect there's a one-click deploy, like on base they do this. So if they know there's a one-click deploy, they can auto fire on them, and then just risk the rugs. I don't think Solana that's like a concept, but I do think there are people that can auto fire new pairs on Solana for a period of time. So like giving a non-known interval for the time could help with the launch, but it's really not going to matter anyway. Like if the project's good, the price will go up. If it's not, the price will go down, especially because they own 90% of the supply in the bundle, right? So I don't think delaying it will matter too much. I think it's just like if they can execute the bundle properly and they don't like sell the bundle onto buyers and do anything like overtly shady, they should be fine.
The delays like this. So two questions I have for you, Uniswap. First, what are your thoughts on how this launch is going? Obviously, the traction's been pretty insane. And secondly, is the way it's being launched from a technical perspective.
Yeah, sure. I mean, so I'm not like a KOL or anything in this. So like basically, I've been in their group since April, but I actually wasn't paying attention to it at all. And then I was talking to Mario this morning. He was like, "Oh, like."
Yeah, yeah. Let me tell you. So Uniswap sends us a lot of deals that he thinks are good. And I'm like, bro, why did you send us? Did you hear about this one? He's like, yeah, I'm in one of their groups. I'm like, why the fuck did you send it to us? Because it came from one of our other partners from Ape Terminal. He's like, I just didn't pay attention to it. I'm like, okay, cool.
I literally bet he's been like opening up voice chats like legitimately like every other day for like 2 months. Like I'm not even kidding. But anyway, I think like the way they're doing their launch is like it's good. I mean, I think Brett did like a 90% plus bundle, right? I think bundling a large percentage of supply secure the floor is fine. The biggest issue is like if you do this and then you sell into the people who buy after you, right? Because then you get all these posts about from like bubble maps and stuff like, oh, X sniper bought this and then distributed here. I mean, like realistically, what they're probably going to do is they're going to bundle the floor and then they're going to send tokens to KOLs and then hold some back for like centralized exchanges for the team, etc. Right? And I think like with Solana, the way you can extract value from a project, because ultimately, like when you make a project, your goal is sure to like build a cool meme that gets community together, but obviously you want to make money as the team, so they're going to have a way to extract value, and that's going to be selling their tokens at some point, right? And it's really just the way they do that, right? Because like when you look on chain, you'll see like with all these celebrity coins, like the Waka Flocka coin last night, like people are able to tell what teams are doing. So if they want to bundle 90% of the supply, I think that's fine. They just need to then not do anything like crazy, like just be dumping it on like random wallets and stuff like that. Like their KOLs can sell, like that's fine, right? They're expected to sell.
No, they've
But you just can't be,
paid
like,
all
exerting.
KOLs. They've paid all KOLs in fiat, which is a.
Oh, okay, cool. Then they shouldn't have any tokens going anywhere. So like maybe they have tokens going to pools and stuff, but they really shouldn't be exerting sell pressure. So the biggest thing they'll have to do then is once their bundle hits, if they're
Well,
not
if that
selling,
shit drops, that could.
they'll need to make sure the people that buy after the bundle are people that aren't just going to control the whole supply, right? Because if you bundle and you don't sell, it just creates a higher floor, and then that next person who buys just has a higher price impact and can control more of like the existing float.
Nico?
Yeah, kind of like just go off of what Uniswap said. It's all about trust with these bundles, and some of the things that some of these teams that are bundling don't realize is they can create pools with those bundles rather than just having them sit in wallets that are dispersed all over the blockchain, and they can actually generate their marketing and their funds through those pools, which is something that GG's might want to look into. If he's got the right team, they probably already explained that to him. Because once you start selling, then you start getting all the blockchain analysts and stuff like that, which everything that you're working on, it could kill that momentum that you're working on. I agree with what Uniswap's up here saying also.
Uniswap, I've got another question for you, and we've talked about these things behind the scenes. Is what is a strategy that works right now, and others could kind of chip in, and for the audience members, comment two things. First, your thoughts on the projects about to launch. We don't even know the name yet, and the meme coins about to launch that we've been talking about for the last 2 hours. And the delays, etc., and the transparency. We'd love to get your genuine thoughts. Secondly, any questions you have for the panel. At Uniswap, one thing I like to do in those spaces is ask questions we ask behind the scenes. So sometimes me and the VCs start talking about deal flow, etc., and our investment strategy on space instead of having them on private calls. So a question I would have asked you privately is what works, what's a better strategy? Because I'm just getting different feedback from different people in the ecosystem. Is it for projects to snipe their own contract anonymously and just have it across multiple wallets, or do it transparently and have it as GG's and the team are doing, or just not snipe at all and just do it through the VC model, similar to what, let's say, Foxy did?
Yeah, on Solana, I mean, your options are somewhat limited because the architecture for Solana doesn't really allow for a lot on the contract side. I mean, I think bundling is fine if you're not selling the bundle, right? The best way to do this, if they wanted to be transparent and like do it in a way that no one could FUD them, is they would bundle it and then they would put the bundled tokens into some sort of vesting contract, right? But they're not going to do that. Like no one would do that because then you lose the optionality to sell those tokens, and ultimately, like that's something you need is to have those tokens in your control to be able to sell them. Another cool thing I actually saw someone's doing recently is like, and I hadn't heard this before, is like whitelist launches are really big on Ethereum, and they admittedly like suck. People don't like them that much, but it's the same thing effectively as bundling. But you can run like somewhat of a whitelist pre-sale using pink sale on Solana to get your supply in like good people's hands for that kind of format. Another thing you could do is instead of bundling, you just keep a lot of the supply in the actual deployer and lock that, right? And then buy on good wallets to control the supply. And then lastly, you can just launch at a better time. Like if you launch between like 4 a.m. in the morning Eastern, like you're not going to have as many eyes on it. Like half the people that are in this space are going to be asleep. So like, you know, there's like so little people awake in crypto unless you announce you're going at that time. Like a lot of people are just gonna miss the launch entirely, and then you can buy it yourself without bundling it and make it look more organic. Because ultimately, like nothing is organic, right? If you were to launch this organically, what likely happens is someone gets a ton of a supply and they control your chart, right? And people who are snipers and botters like myself, they like to make the argument that that won't happen, but it will, because nowadays snipers and botters are a lot smarter, and we've learned that you don't just nuke on the launch candle, because if you hold it and you slowly drain over time and you have like 30 or 40% of a supply, you could split it to a bunch of wallets, obfuscate your holdings, and like you're going to make a lot more money in the long run than you nuke. It used to be back in the day that someone could own 15, 20% of the supply, and the logic was like, that's a good thing because they're just going to sell off and it's going to restart and you're going to have like this new format. But there's a reason that CTOs exist and they're successful now, and the reason is that everything gets sniped or botted because everyone has the technical capabilities to do so now in like 2024. And with a CTO, you have like the ability for insiders to come in, or not even insiders, people who want the project to be successful, to come in and buy and control the supply and just almost have a relaunch without actually going through the art of a relaunch. Now, on the subject of like launching and stuff, like this is on Solana. If this was on Base or Ethereum, a really good format for launching is CAPTCHA, which no one really uses. But this was a pretty used concept back in the day. And the big thing is like, you basically just give a link to a website and you have to complete a CAPTCHA to be able to buy the token. And then you use a max transaction size, and you can do something where you IP restrict them. So like they have to use one browser to be able to do it. That basically would help people not get a ton of your supply. But like with anything, you wouldn't be able to leak like it was a CAPTCHA launch or any of the information related to it, right? And like everything has to be done perfectly. Like I tried to do something like this for AI GPU, which would have been perfect in my opinion, but the team just didn't post that the project was live. So it fucked everything up, right? So like everything has to be done well from start to finish for like a pure fair launch, or you end up like with poor results. That was a lot, but I think that answers.
No, it is. I appreciate it. Yeah, GG's. I see your hand up before going to Fiddy.
Yeah, guys. So listen, as I said, the dev is deving, and we are basically doing that. I thought, as a token of courtesy, we would bring the CEO here if he wants
Yeah,
to
it would
share
be
a
good
couple
to
of
chat.
words.
We're pretty chill now. We're not pressuring you, etc. I know we pressured you too
Perfect.
much earlier. We're pretty
No,
chill.
it's
We're
all
having a
good,
good discussion. We've got a pretty killer panel as
Perfect,
well. So I'm
perfect.
actually enjoying this. But yeah, bring in the CEO. Is that Adrian?
It's Stefan.
Stefan.
Hello,
Oh,
guys.
that's the.
Hello.
Hey man, so you're the guy that one of our panelists called the big man. So you're the big man, Stefan.
Yeah, I'm the big man, Stefan.
Okay. How are you, man?
No, but
How's
guys, thank you. Nice to be on. Nice to be
Yeah,
on.
pleasure is ours, man. Do me one favor. If you can make sure the mic is a bit better, tell Gigi to kind of fix it for you so we can hear you properly.
1 sec.
I appreciate
Gigi?
it, bro.
Gigi? Oh, okay. The mic have to be better. Wait, give me 1 sec
Yeah,
here.
you do that. And by the way, Uniswap, if you got more time with us, I do want to ask you a few more questions. If you have more time, if you have to jump off and
Yeah,
jump back on, let me
absolutely.
know.
No. It's good.
No, not
It's
you,
good.
not you, Stefan. I was asking Uniswap, one of our panelists. But Stefan, appreciate you coming on. Hopefully your mic is better. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you very well, but I don't know how the quality is on this line.
It is what it is. We'll make it. We'll make do. I think people that are waiting for the contract to launch are not too fussed about the quality of the audio. So question I have for you, man, is first, who are you?
And give me a sec. I can join from the other account here.
Make
Okay.
sure you don't join. Make sure you don't join from the account of the actual token. Just don't do that by accident, because then people like Uniswap will be printing money. But yeah,
okay. I can tell you this. My name is Stefan. Can you hear me okay, or is it blurry?
We can hear you fine, man.
That's good. Thank you. And first of all, I apologize for everyone. To everyone, this is obviously something that's not our intention, but it's also something that's out of my hands. If I should say the truth, these guys, they know what they're doing. They're working on it right now, and I'm sure it will be fixed within.
of the day.
It could look like the best marketing stunt ever as well, because the TG amount has just grown from 12K to 15K because
It
of these
was no,
delays.
let's get the numbers right. It was 9K when we first started. I think hit 10K,
Jesus.
9.5K. Now it's at 15.5K. So just saying, man, like whatever it is, just give the dev a raise, give him a bit more tokens, because his delays it kind of hyped the shit out of this project. But yeah, go ahead, man. So who are you, Stefan?
I live in Norway. I'm 36 years old. I've been in the real estate business for 15 years. Buying buildings with apartments, renting them, like fixing, renovating, and renting out. I had this business. Now I have 100 apartments still, but I rent out and work with. Spend 10% of my day working on those things and 90% on crypto. Was in, let me see, I think it was like 2020.
What got you? Yeah. So what got you involved in? It seems everyone, Tom, Dick, and Harry, everyone, business people, Bitcoin OGs, real estate investors. Everyone's just getting into the meme coin game. What got you involved? Is it just the amount of liquidity, the amount of money being made by these meme coins and these billion-dollar meme coins popping up every few weeks?
So for me, that was not that was actually not the reason. I started to trade stocks and crypto in 2020 approximately. So I was a late bloomer, and I came into the Solana space. I think it was like November last year, and got dumped and rugged. And let me see, is the sound okay? By the way,
it is. You're obsessing over the sound too much. Don't stress, bro. I'll jump in if it's not good.
Nice. It just became so quiet here. No, so I got dumped, I got rugged, I got all these things that's going on the G2's platform. So I was like, I think it was February this year where I bought into a project. That project obviously got dumped, and the takeover team came along. They dumped as well, and that was my first like hands-on project. And I think for me, like I've been in a lot of different businesses, mostly real estate, but I did like sells and buys and a lot of things earlier as well. So I was like, okay, but I think if I were to go like 100% into this, I could kind of turn this around, create a team, build this project back up, and do it the way it's supposed to be done. So that was the kind of first motivation for me, just to kind of see and take the challenge on and see how it would go. And that project went from 13K to 20 mil plus with very little supply on our own hands. And I brought in Adrian to that project, and we learned a lot, and we got to know a lot of interesting people. And we decided to kind of, use that network and our experiences and connect with even more people and build the next, what was our initial plans was actually to just build a great project, because we met GGs and we decided to do something cool together. And as the days went by and as the weeks went by, we got one advisor on board, another one, and every meeting we went to and every call we had, these guys were just like, okay, we're down, okay, we're in, we want to be part of this. So it's like we just added on more and more and more quality people along the way, and that's kind of leads us up till now, where we're sitting here, and everything is like, it's the perfect setup, perfect team, perfect everything, except getting this contract deployed.
Yeah, it is. Just one question. Villain and others could obviously chip in on this one, but I know Villain really well, so I'll ask him a lot of these questions. When it comes to a project like this one, Villain, and let me know what you agree and disagree with what I'm about to say. Bullish sign number one is the names that are backing them. And what happens in the meme coin ecosystem, any ecosystem that doesn't have much trust, is you start looking for names that you trust. So the person that came to us with this project was Lorenzo from Ape Terminal. And obviously we work with Ape Terminal pretty closely. And similar to what I did with the last project that came in from David from Banter's team, we decided to do a countdown space. This is only our third countdown space we do for a meme coin, and the third space I ever do personally for a meme coin. So the second, so that's bullish sign is symbol number one. Bullish signal number two is the fact that they're paying influencers with fiat. And then bullish signal number three is the transparency that we're seeing right now in the deployment of the contract. Is there any other bullish signals that you see, any bearish signals? Because I'd say the only point of concern, and I'm not saying I'm concerned about it, but I'd say if you want to be concerned about one thing, is that they do hold 90% of the supply. So there's a lot of trust placed in the team, but that's mitigated. That concern, in my opinion, is mitigated by by the people that are, you know, vouching for the project, some on the stage and others that I've mentioned earlier that we had calls with. So I'd love to get your thoughts on the analysis, which is pretty, it's limited analysis, Tom, sorry, Uniswap. It's limited analysis because of the, obviously we have very limited information, but based on the information we have.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, like that's a lot of the things I look for in a project, right? With meme coins, it's very hard to assess like how good or bad they'll do, right? But knowing the people involved is really big. If there's a doxed founder or a team that has like any sort of on-chain or off-chain history that can be substantiated, that's always really helpful. I think transparency is a really big thing, like you mentioned. A lot of teams are very non-transparent with how they're actually going about their launch. These guys are basically saying like, look, you know, we're gonna bundle. This is like what we're gonna do, right? And I think as long as they don't do anything like I mentioned, that would be in not the best interest of the project with those bundle tokens. I think
in the digital hood, where shitcoin shine, all on Solana, we on the grind.
Out paying them in tokens is a big thing. Most projects like they'll end up paying KOLs in tokens, and then you find that these KOLs have a ton of the supply, and that tends to be something that's overlooked when people are planning projects and they're trying to bring KOLs in. As someone who's done that and tried to help a team with KOLs, like you don't always realize how much percentage the KOLs are actually going to have after that bundle hits, because you push their market cap up so much that all of a sudden you're looking at these guys that you gave 0.05, 0.1% of the supply to, and they're worth like 50K. Like, are they really worth, you know, 50K? If you were paying them in fiat, would you have paid them 50K? Probably not, right? So going about and being able to have money and pay them in fiat, I think is a really big thing. The biggest thing for them is going to be catalysts, right? Like if they have this bundled launch and it goes really well and people are like, wow, this is awesome, and they FOMO into it, and there's not a lot of sell pressure, like just having catalysts that in like 3 days this project still is something that people care about, and like giving people a reason to actually keep paying attention and keep looking back towards it.
Yeah, and how you said you're in the Telegram group as well. You've been watching that group for a while. What can you tell us about the group and the people involved and the sentiment?
Yeah, I mean, on and off, like I said, like I mean, he's been opening voice chats nonstop for like, I'm just scrolling, like a really long time. So like they're very active with like getting their KOLs and stuff involved. I mean, there's 100+ people in here, which is not always a good thing, honestly, for KOL groups. But if they're paying them in fiat, I think that's fine. Like power in numbers, you know, if you have a bunch of people talking about something, it'll get attention out there. The space is a great example of that, right? And as long as there's no downside as far as like people selling the tokens, I think that's a good thing, right? They could also do something like, you know, that coin Solly that came out like a few days ago or a week ago or something. They do stuff where they do like OTC deals, right? So once it starts ripping, they're doing OTC deals for people to keep them talking about it, right? I think that's a pretty good approach. I'm sure that's something.
But what's the lockup for these OTC? We do a lot of OTC transactions, by the way. So that's just for anyone listening. That's listed tokens. We don't know if we've done it for meme tokens. I don't know if we just get tokens for promotion or we actually do OTC deals. But I know that for VC-backed projects, we do OTC deals on a very regular basis. I'm not sure if it's probably daily by now. And that's you invest at a discounted price from the public price. And then you have a vesting schedule, lockup schedule. So it could be a 20% unlock, 50% unlock, 50% discount, 20% discount. Just depends, and like a 3, 6, 12 months linear. It just depends on the project, liquidity, etc. But just tell us more about the strategy, Villain, because the downside of it is it starts creating selling pressure. People do OTC deals, they want to sell their first unlock pretty quickly. It's gonna mitigate their risk or even make some money if they're lucky.
Yeah, for sure. I think the best way to do it is to have some sort of lockup where you only get a percentage up front and then you drip it over time.
What is that?
But like if you have really good people, sometimes you can give them a discount to entice them and not lock them up. And projects do that as well, right? Where they give them like a 20 or 30% discount and they buy on size. And the liquidity pool is such that they can't even really exit if they wanted to, and they have relationships with these people. And they feel like they can then take the money they get from the OTC deal, use it to buy back the chart, and then they'll also get support from like the KOL, right? So that's a pretty common strategy used on Solana, especially.
What's your strategy when it comes to this project as a probably the most well-known sniper out there?
They have no socials.
Can you share your strategy?
I think like for buying something like this, it's really hard as a sniper and a botter. I mean, I would say like on Solana, I don't think I'm in like the top 1% or so. I'm much better on Ethereum and EVM-based chains. Just because Solana is very insider driven, it's really hard to know what a contract is before it exists, right? And he said he's doing a one-click deploy, meaning like he's gonna make the contract, fund the bundles, buy the bundles, do everything in one transaction, right? And if you can't do any of those things, the whole thing will fail. I would say almost every single launch on Solana that does really well, like 100 million plus, 50 million plus, if you look early, you will find people that buy either right after the bundle or very close to the bundle that those wallets are
So
like
yeah, I'm not
insider wallets.
100%
They knew the
sure
contract.
on.
There are people that are sniping like when they see the contract go live and they buy relatively early, but they're not buying at like the most optimal time, especially with size for these big launches. So for something like this, like my strategy would just be like keeping open deck screener, looking at new pairs,
Not sure if I want to buy into
and trying to
that one,
find
'cause,
something
I
that
mean,
fits what he's
the
saying.
website's
So like
beautiful.
a really
the
large
website.
bundle, basically.
But I don't know if it's reused.
And then hoping that if I buy
know if
it,
they're rugging.
I
Let me
don't
see
get
Broky,
rugged.
what
because
happens?
He's talked about this
takes
real large bundle. People can just
Andrew
do
takes
that
you to verse it.
to fake people into buying it. 'Cause
In the
others-
digital hood, where shitcoin shine, all on Solana, we on the grind. Fueled by the ball move from the norm, breaking barriers. Our values transform the matrix. Balls creed, ball on Solana,
Yeah,
fulfilling.
that'd be my strategy, is trying to look for
That's
things that
pretty
fit the
sick,
back pattern he's talking about.
That's pretty sick.
And see if I can
should've
buy it
got-
once it
you
goes
should've
live
got
and
on
just
it.
check wallets that are going in. I'd probably buy a little bit and then check to see wallets that are buying around me to see if I can find any validation. Like if those wallets look legitimate, meaning they're like not buying rugs consistently or they're like very inactive.
Juan,
and
how did you
funded
find out
probably
about
from a
Chill, bro?
centralized
That thing is going
exchange.
crazy.
Those
Did you
kind of
put money
things
in?
would give me like a little more confidence that it's legitimate. But I can pretty much confidently say
I think
that
it's nice.
I probably will not get a good entry on this kind of thing because it's just really hard. I mean, like, to be able to get a good entry on this is going to be difficult because you're just going to have people who are running scripts and stuff, looking for new things, just staring like at their screen, and I'm just not like, I don't have time to do that right now. Like I'm doing other stuff, so there's no way I'm going to hit it. But if I was going to hit it, that's probably what I would try and do.
Yeah, and by the way, just for the audience listening, anyone in retail, any traders, this is good news for you. So when you have snipers that are not able to have a good strategy when it comes to the launch, that means it's a successful launch. It just makes it more fair for traders and investors out there. And that's one thing I love about Uniswap is as transparent as they come. And that's why I'm grateful he's accepted to co-host our weekly or bi-weekly meme coin shows with Siggy. But I've got more questions for you, Uniswap. But Ben, AK, I'd love you to jump in. And GG's, if you've got any updates on the deployment, that's, just jump in and let us know. I'm pretty excited because we've hyped this one up. I don't think I've ever hyped a meme coin up to this level. The countdown space usually lasts 30 minutes before listing. That's our strategy. You're at 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 2.5 hours. It's just saying you've ruined my night. I haven't had dinner. there's others.
Listen. Mario, if you were in a situation, not that you know, but it's not a certain, nothing is, but like I'm telling you, I think actually the fact that you guys are hitting and putting in the most valuable currency in a man's life is time, not money. I'll say that. So the fact that you're invested, you are going to be damn sure to not miss out on this launch. I'll tell you that. But what I will say is that we have actually, so this is obviously one of the best devs, the two we have. But number 3, I would say, or like in the top echelon on the other side of the fucking stratosphere, he is on the call right now with the dev. I mean, the support we're getting is absolutely tremendous. People in the TG, the biggest devs of many of the top brands that you know about, like that are just like guys.
So what's the latest? What's the latest update from them?
Yeah, so the latest right now, I'm literally not trying like.
No, tell us as is. Tell us as is. We got Nico and Uniswap here to make sure that that it makes sense. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, no cap. If I were to take a picture right now, you see the dev and you see 3 Norwegian Chads up on his shoulders, and they don't know shit of what's going on. They're, you know, like when you act like a plumber and just the plumber is doing stuff and you're just like coming down, just checking and just like
you know what I should do.
You know?
This is crypto. What you should do is you should go to the balcony, dangle him by one leg, tell him to give you a deadline, and see what happens afterwards. That could push him to kind of do it faster. But jokes,
you knew what I did.
No, don't just joke. No, what are you talking about? I'm just joking. Don't do this shit. But let's go back to the discussion. And so just GG, if you can get us just a realistic time of how long it would take and where it's at, and just for the audience to know, because obviously you got a bit of a balance here. The delays caused a lot of hype, a lot of momentum, but at the same time, as Nico mentioned earlier, there's a point where that momentum starts to kind of ease up and people start to lose interest and attention. I don't think we're up to that point yet, but we don't want to get to that point. So we've got to make sure that you're at a peak right now. In my opinion, just probably something I should tell you privately, but we'll run a space. I think in my opinion, this is a pretty sweet spot to do the the contract deployment. I'm not sure if anyone else on stage
All right,
disagrees.
all right. Let me punch the dev in the throat, and I'll get back to you. Bye.
Okay, okay. Well, I hope you're joking. AK, Ben, AK, good to have you back, bro.
Thanks, Mario. Surprise event here to see a launch and arguably something you're backing. I don't see it all the time. Meme coins are great. I think they're a good piece of the ecosystem. Whether you love them or don't, I've participated in some. I've had some great gains, and I've participated in others that have gone to zero. I don't know how I entirely feel about the space. Something to speculate on, yes. But I'd just like to reiterate, in terms of a coin launch and the importance of this decentralization. That's the whole reason we're all here. So when you do cut up a pie, the distribution systems and the way that the governance of those particular tokens and what really the purpose of them is, I think, is
They're
the biggest
big.
reason why some catalyst to $100 million and some don't. And the biggest one that I found is when there's less personal interest at stake, always, or less institutional interest at stake, always, the people push it higher. And that's usually because it has a purpose or a reason, or makes them feel good, or makes them have a certain kind of emotion, etc. These are the reasons I see that the meme world provides that extra little piece. So, with that being said, obviously not being a very big participant in meme coins, seeing Mario very excited about it, what is the coin and where do I buy it?
Yeah, so the contract hasn't been deployed, and we don't know the name of the coin, just so it doesn't get sniped. So that's that's what's happening. Welcome to meme land. I know you're from the traditional world. Let's go to Ben. Ben, Ben, I've got a question. Moving away from the technicalities, but more of the launch itself. How do you think it went? I'm not sure how long you've been in the space for, but
Yeah,
it's one of the more interesting launches we've seen, especially at a time where the market is
definitely.
relatively quiet.
Definitely one of the more interesting launches I've seen. I mean, for people that don't know me, I go by Bendover on Twitter, but my real name is Chase. I'm a completely doxed dev. I run a CTO. I'm not going to get into the CTO. I'm not going to show it. That's not why we're here. We're here for this. And I think here's the deal. It's an interesting launch. I think right now the delays that Gigi is going through are bullish. And the reason I think they're bullish is because you can see that he's really, really trying. He could come up here and feed us a line of bullshit. Again, I think Mario, you asking him for a time that we think this can go through. It's kind of hard to say,
Yeah,
especially when you're
bro.
trying to
I've
batch it
been
the
in
way
this
he
thing for
is.
2
If I were
hours
to
and
give
they haven't
any
dropped CA.
suggestions to their team, and I am
It's
no dev
wild.
at the level of the devs sitting in that room, but I would suggest to repivot
If you guys aren't
your
aware,
approach a little bit and back away
Twitter,
from the
I'm on a
90%,
space. They're hosting a surprise meme
buying up
coin launch.
of the
Nobody
supply,
has the
and choose a
CA.
different number
They're
in
dropping
that
the
range,
CA at the
because I
same
think,
time.
just like
There isn't
Uniswap
any
touched
insider
on,
stuff.
there are a lot of extremely talented
Says it
bots
all on
and
their Telegram
snipers
if you join.
in
There's a
this
FAQ.
ecosystem. Solana is the wild, wild west. Unlike Ethereum and Base Chain, there's a lot that people can do, and it might just be that the reason that this contract is not the contract, but the batching of this contract is not going through, is because there are very talented snipers and very talented bots doing their best to try and front run this. But again, I see that this is. I mean, think about it
But
this
then
way.
where would the just question, man? Where would the 90% make a difference? So if there's snipers out there, whether they're
Hmm.
bundling 90% or 70%, it
It,
doesn't
it,
change much,
it's
does
that
it?
no. What I'm getting at is that they've publicly listed the amount as to which they are bundling, and so the snipers and the bots are now looking for that specific. They're looking for that
Ah, okay.
specific
So it's not
range.
about the
I'm saying.
90% number, but you're saying that the fact they've disclosed it earlier, so
It,
that's why
well,
they got to reconsider. They got to change it up just because everyone's looking for that 90% number.
I'm not saying they have to. Just picture it this way. Picture you're out hunting, right? And there's $10 that you're hunting for, but in this competition, you're only supposed to shoot one buck, and they tell you that it's a 13-point buck that you're supposed to shoot. Okay, now everybody is looking for that 13-point buck. Um, I guess all I'm getting at is they've 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 put themselves in a position where everybody knows exactly how much supply they're trying to lock up in this bundle, and the really talented snipers, of which I know many,
They
Yeah,
are
we got
they
we
are
got two.
looking
We got two on stage. Let's it's so
exactly.
there's
So they're
you
looking for those things.
let's ask it. Let me sorry Ben to interrupt you. Phil and Nico on that point because I know mentioned it earlier. Ben's point, which is a concern I've referenced. What do you think? Is that a valid concern to have?
Absolutely. I mean, so ultimately, rather than searching for 1,000 contracts per hour that are being
Guys,
launched.
I'm just gonna say something to GG. If you need someone to give you advice on the bundling stuff, I got a guy. You can just DM him. You don't need to give out any information. He can just help you out sorting the
Yeah,
money.
I really appreciate the help, brother. And as I said earlier, we had overwhelming support. We have the number 3 dev right now on the call. It is, as you said, the other guy in terms of people watching, but we're doing some things in terms to accelerate the process. And to be honest, guys, like at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, we're putting our time. Obviously, you've heard it from the dev yourself. Like this is not like a PR stunt or anything, but like
Yeah, all good.
it is what it is. We will be doing everything we can in our power to make sure it goes long. Obviously, this is in the short term. We know about momentum and all, but to be honest, like we are here to stay today, tomorrow, the next week, and the next month, and the next like
Yeah,
the life cycle of this project. So
just one,
uh,
just just one thing. Nico was saying something important, and I want to get his thoughts and Villain's thoughts again on it because I know you talked about it earlier. That is a concern. So, Nico, can you expand on that concern that you've referenced as a sniper yourself? And then,
Yeah.
Villain, I'd love your comments on Nico's concerns.
So ultimately, what it did is it lessened the pool of things to look for in a project when trying to snipe it. So I guess the percentages of it being sniped are a lot better. Where we know what they're trying to bundle, we know what the starting market cap's going to be. They're probably going to add all their socials and the metadata. Like these are settings that you can set when trying to snipe a project. But here's the thing though, little things like not adding their Telegram or a Twitter to the metadata can really mess up some of these snipers and make it easier on them because they're looking for socials, they're looking for the bundle, they're looking for a starting market cap. So yeah, I do agree with what he's saying, and it does make it harder for them to try to get the bundle through because when you have thousands of snipers pointed at these certain parameters, they're all trying to snipe, say through the Jito. It does make it harder. So, but to be honest, I mean, we are at about 2 hours now into this. I'm surprised that the bundle has not been successful yet.
That
Yeah, I mean they're
that's all
not.
I was getting at, and
Yeah.
I really agree with you. I just like to touch on one last thing. I think it would be wise because again, all the parameters you just touched on, that they would include their socials, that all of those parameters that I touched on, I have been personally trying to snipe for the last 2 hours. And if I'm able to do it, other people are able to do it. And I'm not going to snipe this project. Number one, because I think the amount of good people involved in this project speaks volumes. In this space in Solana, your reputation means everything, and you can ruin it overnight. I've seen so many people do it. And so I think I'm very bullish on this project. I do think that the devs should be able to figure this out very soon. But again, in my opinion, what I would do is I would change up the parameters of my launch. And if you're able to do that in a quick manner, change the market cap at what you're launching at, not by much, but by a little. Change the amount of supply that you're locking up, not by a lot, but a little. You've given everybody the parameters publicly, and now the snipers are out there sniping. And
What
on
do you
that
Yeah, I
think?
note, I'll
mean,
stop speaking.
Okay, go ahead, you just
yeah.
talk.
So
I appreciate that feedback, and
GG,
I
just
have
one
been
more. GG,
forwarded.
GG. One more. Well, yeah, one more. Let's get Uniswap's feedback on that particular point. You're getting free advice here, GG's. Go ahead, Villain.
to the Jito comment, it's not really applicable because the contract's not made, so they're not spamming the network. So I don't think that has anything to do with it. In terms of like providing information, yeah, in general, like if you're providing a ton of information or any information, like all that information is power to people who are trying to buy and snipe your contract. I think it's funny, Bendover, that you say I've been trying to snipe and then follow that up with I'm not going to snipe this project.
No,
back
no,
to
no.
back.
Like I literally, what I mean is that I'm not a sniper. What I'm saying is that I'm looking for these parameters, and I'm the lead dev of another project. I really don't have time to sit around on my computer sniping. It's just when this conversation came into play, I decided to put my detective hat on. And what I was getting at is there are people that spend all day with that detective hat on. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
no, I
getting at?
got you. I got you, bro. I
Yeah.
understand. But yeah, like I think if you know like the liquidity and like the stuff like that, like obviously any information lets you try and find something that you wouldn't be able to find otherwise, right? I think a really clever way to launch a project, I didn't mention this before, is like basically lying to people. So like in the past, there's been good launches on Ethereum where like they've said like, hey, the name is this, and like this is the the information, and then they just launch something completely different, and then they announce it's live in the Telegram. So the only way you would actually know is like if you're checking on chain and find like things that make it you think on chain that it's it, or if you're reading the Telegram. So that could be a pretty cool way to do it, because like people get annoyed that you lie to them and like they'll FUD, but those people that are FUDding, it's fine anyway because they just want to snipe and bot your project. You don't really give a shit what they think, right? So like as long as you're not doing anything that's like not in the best interest of the project and just to extract value from the market, I think like doing things like saying one thing and then doing another is like completely fine. So like to the other guy's points, like were you to say like, hey, like we're bundling 90%, and then you bundle like I don't know, like 78% or something like that, right? Or something that like makes things off, or like you provided certain information, you do something else, right? That can be a good way to kind of curtail some of the sniper impact that you might have on the coin. I
But do
don't
you
know that you
think,
can
Villain?
necessarily do this here,
Do you think that considering they've provided so much information already, do you think that they should change it up a bit? Considering there's obviously such a big audience listening, and
it
probably
feels like
every
yeah,
sniper's listening to it right now.
it feels like to change it up a bit might be a bit hard for them based on the fact they haven't launched in 2 hours. But to the extent that they can,
What do you mean? Hold on. What do you mean they haven't launched in 2 hours? They haven't launched 2 hours ago. This is to be clear. It was
yeah,
2 hours ago.
like they're
No,
still
he's saying they haven't
but
launched
yeah,
in the last 2
Ah,
hours.
okay, my bad. Oh, my bad. Yeah.
yeah,
But then
like
why is that? Is that too many people are waiting? It's a disappointment to the momentum? Is that
well,
what you
it
mean?
just might, just adding different things to the equation always complicates things, even if they're simple, right? So, like, I think they should just focus on launching. But I do think it would be wise to do things like not give exact information for what you're doing. That said, like, realistically, if they're bundling like 90% or even close to that, like, what's going to happen is people are just going to be looking and trying to find something that gets like blasted with a bundle and then think if it's that, right? You're not going to know if it's actually that until they announce it or you see something on chain that confirms that it's that contract. And I think like altering small things is not going to make much of a difference here, only because of the specific format in which they're launching, where realistically they're just going to own the whole supply anyway. So like if you're buying it, you're going to have to be real fast. They just don't want someone to come in and buy like 500 SOL into like a 100 SOL pool right after their bundle, right? Because they have no recourse to that except selling, and I assume they don't want to sell, right? So that person would just own their project. But that would be really hard for that person to do because they're single click deploying, and they're time rugging. Not that
Yeah,
that's
but
a
that's
bad
what I'm
thing,
trying to
but that's what's
understand.
happening.
But with the single block deployment, the bundling, doesn't that make it pretty much impossible for snipers to be able to snipe it if they bundle by
Really,
it on the
really hard.
first block? That's what I mean. Like even if they've disclosed all that information, it doesn't really matter because they're being transparent about it. So they're not trying to hide it. Like, hey, we're bundle buying 90% of the supply. Then and if it's a bundle buy done right, then the concern is not applicable for snipers really. Like Nico, I don't know
Yeah.
why you're concerned if there's a bundle buy in the first block.
Mario?
Yes.
So I just got a call from Charlie Shrem. He said that he's requesting. Is he on
He
speaker? My
is.
phone is
He
kind of,
is.
yeah.
It's a pleasure. I think that's the first or second time we have Charlie on stage. Let me check. Charlie, how are you? Charlie? Can anyone hear Charlie? Sometimes the glitches where I cannot hear a speaker.
No,
No,
I'm
I
here.
can
How
hear
are
him.
you?
Ah, hey, Charlie, how
Good.
you doing?
Good. How are you?
You're the
Happy
last.
Monday.
Happy Monday to you too. You're the last person I would have expected on a space like this. It's a pleasure to speak to you. It's
Well,
gonna
when
be
there's a
fun
lot
to.
of friends on the same spaces, I thought I should check it out.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you. Tell us more about. Well, I've got so many questions unrelated to this that I want to ask you, considering how long you've been in the ecosystem and what role you've played in getting us to where we are today. So massive thank you for everything you've done for the ecosystem. But no need for an intro, Charlie. Would love to get your thoughts on. Let's start general before we dig into meme coins in general and obviously this project. Your thoughts on the markets in general, where crypto is today, considering the first day you got involved.
Kind of like talk to every analyst and every person I meet, and been traveling around the world the past couple of months, and it seems like we're in this frozen bull market where every time it tries to pull forward, the macroeconomic world of interest rates and money printing and whatnot, uh, is like at this level where the world, banks are starting to cut these rates, and every time those inflation data of these countries, if you look at every time we see a little bit of a pop in prices, it's always aligning around like good news around inflation data and stuff like that. So that's kind of like the major. So it's like, if imagine a sailboat. We have this epic engine pulling us forward, but there's like this a little bit of like a rope pulling us back, or like we're walking with this weight over our shoulders, but we're still walking, but it's like pulling us back a little bit. And on top of that, you see the election cycle coming up in the U.S., which is followed all over the world. It seems like one of the two contenders is really making Bitcoin and crypto is kind of like platform, and so that I'm not a big fan of like weaponizing Bitcoin and crypto, but if you have one candidate be take all the Bitcoin miners and start taking pictures with them, that's kind of like a really good sign.
Mm. But then going, Charlie, just all the money that's flowing into meme coins, like it's just sucking up liquidity and attention from everything else in crypto. And this is a perfect example. Like we're doing the launch for this surprise meme coin. I don't know how many people joined their Telegram since we started a couple of hours ago. I think 7,000 people. And we have much bigger numbers in this space than I expected. And these are two simple metrics. Much bigger metrics is looking at the market cap of some of these meme coins and some of the launches. Why do you think there's so much money flowing into meme coins, and do you think it could become a respected asset class in a few years, similar to what happened to ICOs post 2016-17 and NFTs post 2020-2021?
I feel like the difference is with meme coins is what the expectations are and what they're promising versus kind of what the early day tokens expectations and promises were. So it's kind of a different time. And I think what people seek out are communities at the end of the day. And for me, they're starting the early Bitcoin community on the Bitcoin Talk forums and on the IRC networks that Satoshi started. For me, it was all about enjoying human beings as human beings and removing all the other externalities that we have to deal with on a daily basis. And you get to be part of these like-minded people that when you go on Telegram and Discord and all the different places, you're having fun, you're talking, you're coming together. The first meme coin was Dogecoin, and they remember over 10 years ago they sponsored a NASCAR, and when they had that Dogecoin on that NASCAR, I think in like 2013, and when Bitcoin sponsored a big football event in the US, that opened up people's eyes to like, whoa, communities are really powerful. And I think these meme coin communities will end up slowly becoming political parties and voting blocks themselves and DAOs, and they'll actually represent people down the road in different ways. And you'll see candidates coming on these type of spaces talking to the communities and aligning themselves with what the communities represent. That's where this is going.
And now, just getting into the project here, the stealth project that is been creating a lot of hype in the last few hours, the last couple of days. How involved are you, and your thoughts on the team? What can you tell us to kind of give us peace of mind? So your name, you being name dropped earlier, is one of the reasons that we agreed to do the countdown show for it.
Yeah, this team is really unique and really interesting, and they're kind of trailblazing in a different way that they're introducing their community to the market. I kind of like how they're going about it. I don't want to reveal too many details like that. Um, right now, I've not made any commitments to the project, but I'm heavily looking into it and talking to them every day and enjoying their company. Their team members are people that I've worked with for over 4 or 5, 6 years, and that's always like a huge thing for me is working with the same type of people.
Yeah, I'm just going through the Telegram. It's up to 16,000 from 9,000. Have you met the team? So you haven't committed. You're not involved in the project yet, but you're just impressed and watching and could become involved. Is that a good way of framing it, Charlie?
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, is that? Have you been involved in too many meme coins?
This is like one of the only ones actually, which is a big thing in and of itself. This is probably the only one. I think one of the big things is the 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 the, the, the project title. kind of and community and the ethos falls within the same type of continuation from the early Bitcoin community. And there's some people that I think are potentially Satoshi, and they keep using certain lingo, and I've seen similar lingo in the name of this project. So that's what really made me excited about it. And I don't know, you'll see when details are revealed and everything, but it's really exciting. And look, we have to experiment in the crypto space to see what works. Um, and so that's what I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, I agree with you there, and I've been fascinated by the concept of meme coins. Initially, me, Ran, and Scott have debated it a lot. Ran was the first one to jump in. Me and Scott Melker, and Ran Crypto Banter, as
Yes.
well. So me and Scott were like the hesitant ones, and we were kind of critical and argued with Ran about bringing meme coins onto the show. I'm talking about a year ago now, and then I was the next one in. Not long after Ran, and kind of gone all in now. We work with some of the biggest projects. Here we are doing this for this stealth project, and then Scott is a bit more open-minded. And the reason I'm kind of more, and Gigi's, I'm gonna go to you right after to kind of get an update, man. It's just taking too long. But Charlie,
Sorry.
the reason I got involved is that with meme coins is the concept of decentralization. Like some of these projects, when you go to a VC-backed project, Charlie, you go to a founding team, they've got treasury tokens, you could do a deal with them. When I go to a meme coin project, that's genuinely decentralized, so later in its maturity, there is no founder, there is no founding team, there is no treasury. It's just a bunch of investors, and you got to try to find a deal make some sort of OTC deal with the biggest investors. Isn't that that's pretty much the definition of what decentralization is? Of course, it's going to be rug pulls and scams, but I think the ethos of what a meme coin is, it's essentially a decentralized community with a financial incentive involved.
Yeah, we have to be as fair and transparent as we can. I mean, because in the past, that's what's hurt us.
Agree. GG's, you brought Charlie on board. You've kind of excited your community even further. When I say on board, I mean on the space. We've been here for 2.5, getting close to 3 hours now. 12 minutes away from 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while, Charlie. GG's, what information do you have for us, man?
Yeah, so obviously listening into what these snipers and everyone has said. So I don't want to be speaking in codes, but what I will do say is that, yeah, we are definitely turning a corner here. And
Okay.
yeah, I don't want to say more than that.
That's all right. Just as a favor to me, when you say turning a corner, you mean like just it will take longer? Would you say take another hour or so just to kind of make sure you get everything right? Is that fair to say?
I would say that is closer to the truth, yeah.
Cool. All right, so everyone, this is going to take longer than expected. I think this is one of the more hyped project listings we did with no listing involved. But what we could do, GG's, what we could do is we could kick off. How about this? Since I'm pretty involved with you guys and it's been a pretty good experience, hit me up when you have a time confirmed, unless you want to do a complete stealth launch. We could do a surprise space. So what some other meme coins did, kind of give you an idea, and they've done it really successfully, is they don't disclose the time. They let me know, but that no one else knows. And then we start a surprise space. And then within that space, within 5, 10, 20 minutes, they do the listing. So that could be a better way of doing it. I think the community is pretty hyped. I could create a post about it as well, kind of doing a summary with some snippets. I'll work with the team about it. And then we can come up with the good times where we make sure it's done right. We don't fuck up in the process, which I'm sure your devs want. But at the same time, you don't lose the momentum that we've created through the space or really it's just through the space. What do you think of this strategy, GG's?
To be honest, bro, I like your assessment, and I wouldn't mind that. It's definitely up to you how we want to handle it. For us, like we're passing that point where it's just like, you know what, this is becoming bigger and bigger. I think everyone who's in here is understanding that these names wouldn't be talking or even considering this project if it weren't some serious good intentions behind the scenes and people vouching on a chain of reaction. So, as you said, priority number one, safe deployment of the contract, ensuring that it's going to be a fair opportunity for everyone, and it will be launched in the Telegram group. We will obviously, I have your contacts and everything, so we could definitely, if you are on a short notice, regain that momentum. But so for me, I will leave that.
No, we can, GG's, we can build, I think in my opinion, we can easily build the momentum again. Remember, with this space started out of nothing, there's nothing there. But obviously pretty catchy title and some big names, and it's a lot of energy. I think we've created it out of nothing, and the momentum is there. So a lot of people will be waiting for it now. So what we've done now is we've created, and you can mention in your Telegram group some nice posts telling people to expect like a surprise space. I'm just brainstorming with you kind of a strategy. So everyone's listening to strategy. Expect a surprise space. We don't disclose the time or anything. And then when we have a time of listing, everything is ready to make sure it goes smoothly. We do a surprise space. Remember, I've done this with a few projects already. We do a surprise space, and then suddenly you list, and snipers just get caught off guard, and it still creates hype. Remember, we did not tweet about this space. I was only informed about it earlier today. There was no marketing, etc. prepared. We prepared a panel last minute. David jumped in to co-host last minute, and look what we got, what we managed to do. So we could do it again. So I think that's the best way to do it, make sure it's a success. And I think what will happen is a lot of people will be talking about it over the next few hours as well. And we'll kind of snip a few sections from the space and post a couple of tweets as well to kind of keep everyone in the loop. But it's been it's been an interesting experience for me as well. Right, you fucked up my dinner, but it is worth it. All right, GG's.
Hey, yo, Mario,
yes.
I swear to God, I believe that guys, I'm telling you, Mario is going to be in the TG and hosting a fucking raid space because the conviction this guy has after putting in 3-4 hours. I never think you've done that for another meme project. Let's just be honest.
There was a point where Mario was probably the only real news that you can get on the internet after it was crazy a couple of years ago. Do you remember?
Man, it was a crazy time. The mutiny days of the war. It's been a hell of a ride. But then again, you can't talk about my ride, Charlie. Anyone that's read the book, the Winklevoss book, can't remember what it's called. Your story is another fucking level. Your story is one of the reasons I don't travel to some countries. Your story is why I don't trust any three-letter agency. It's insane, man. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but when you start looking into things a bit further and seeing what some people have been through. Obviously, Roger Ver is going through his own level of drama right now, among others. So yeah, man, respect to you and others in the ecosystem that kind of paved the way for us to be doing things like this, like launching a meme coin to an audience of I don't know how many people. So yeah, it's been a hell of an adventure. But all right, guys, so we're gonna do this space. Don't no idea when. It was a really interesting experience. GG's, well done for the hype you've created. Ape Terminal, thanks for recommending the project to us. It's been a good experience. Charlie, obviously, thanks for joining. And for the rest of the panel, it's been really good. GG's, I'll hit you up and privately. And for everyone else, just keep an eye out for the space. Just make sure you join the Telegram group. Let me mute everyone. Make sure you join the Telegram group. It's pinned above because obviously I'll do the space without any notice. I might tweet. I probably will do it without notice. But the only place to get notified of it will be the Telegram group that the guys have. But yeah, glad to be partnered with you guys, and let's talk privately. Appreciate you, everyone. Thanks a lot, and David, thanks for organizing this. GG's, well done for the hype you've created. Ape Terminal, thanks for recommending the project to us. Been a good experience. Charlie, obvious.
I don't want to reveal too many details like that. Right now, I've not made any commitments to the project, but I'm heavily looking into it and talking to them every day and enjoying their company. Their team members are people that I've worked with for over 4, 5, 6 years, and that's always like a huge thing for me is working with the same type of people.
Yeah, I'm just going through the Telegram. It's up to 16,000 from 9,000. Have you met the team? So you haven't committed. You're not involved in the project yet, but you're just impressed and watching and could become involved. Is that a good way of framing it, Charlie?
Yeah.
Cool, man. So is that? Have you been involved in too many meme coins?
This is like one of the only ones actually, which is a big thing in and of itself. This is probably the only one. I think one of the big things is the 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 the, the, the project title kind of and community and the ethos falls within the same type of continuation from the early Bitcoin community. And there's some people that I think are potentially Satoshi, and they keep using certain lingo, and I've seen similar lingo in the name of this project. So that's what really made me excited about it. And I don't know, you'll see when details are revealed and everything, but it's really exciting. And look, we have to experiment in the crypto space to see what works. And so that's what I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, I agree with you there, and I've been fascinated by the concept of meme coins. Initially, me, Ran, and Scott have debated it a lot. Ran was the first one to jump in. Me and Scott Melker, and Ran Crypto Banter,
Yes.
as well. So me and Scott were like the hesitant ones, and we were kind of critical and argued with Ran about bringing meme coins onto the show. I'm talking about a year ago now, and then I was the next one in. Not long after Ran, and kind of gone all in. Now we work with some of the biggest projects. Here we are doing this for this stealth project, and then Scott is a bit more open-minded. And the reason I'm kind of more, and Gigi's, I'm gonna go to you right after to kind of get an update, man. It's just taking too long. But Charlie, the reason I got involved is that with meme coins is the concept of decentralization. Like some of these projects, when you go to a VC-backed project, Charlie, you go to a founding team, they've got treasury tokens, you could do a deal with them. When I go to a meme coin project, that's genuinely decentralized, so later in its maturity,